a signal from another world. Sir?
This man is not a hero, he's a criminal. Shut up!
Hello, sirs and madams, it's your buddy Admiral Teag. Hit the like and follow and the notifications, please. Hey, what's going on? It's your buddy Admiral Teag. It's good to see you guys out there. First off, I got to thank Ruby Hoove. And wow, Ruby, wow. Thank you for the one gift membership that went to Beef Shirky. Welcome aboard, Beef Shirky, courtesy of our pal Ruby Hoove. She would never say where she came from. Yesterday don't matter if it's gone. In the darkest night or in the dead of night, no one knows. She comes and goes. Thank you, Ruby Hoove. Yeah, who could hang a name on you when you buy a membership for my subs? Still, I gotta thank you. Thank you, Ruby Hoove 9. Hey, hello, sirs and madams. Hello, it's your buddy Admiral Teag. As you can see, I have fixed the light and the camera on my computer to the extent to which they could be fixed. To the extent to which they could be fixed. I did my best. What can I tell you? It's good to see all of you. I'm feeling particularly insane and particularly Spanish today. Let's go to the top of the batting order. And Ruby Hoove has a $5 gift certificate. Have a good time, she says. I hope the song entertains you. I did my best to pour my heart into that. My buddy Rocco the Brave is out there. Sigvaldason is also out there. The Trek reviewer asks a prescient question, to which Admiral Teague's answer is, the odds are that he's hurt are actually too high. If this guy wants to prove himself on the Jets, it would be like, you like that, Ruby? Thank you, Ruby Hoove 9. We're going to do that one more often. I so appreciate it. You help keep this community alive. You inject some enjoyment into the channel, and you're always there to get me off to a good start. I'm always cheerful when I get to hang out with you guys. I really am. So let's talk about business. Top of the batting order. We are live. Hit those like and follows. Like I said, turn on the notification bells too if you want. The goal for this stream is 30 likes. You know what? You inspired me. I've said this before. The reason why there aren't that many recurring song parodies on my show is because I'm from Queens, and what we do is we spitball things. We make them up as we go along. And so when I just get inspired, I see Ruby Hoove, I just start to sing. And you can hear me hesitate there a couple of times as I had to write the song as I was going. But that's how I like to do my song parodies. It's tongue in cheek. It's in good fun. And I felt inspired. And hello to Radioactive, my good friend. It's good to see all of you out there. In fact, let's see. I got to thank, we got Dave C., Rocco Sigvaldsson, Trek Reviewer, Radioactive, Ed Ruby Hoove, at least those. If you're lurking, say hi. If you're coming by later, hello. I'm not going to put this one on Reddit because why, right? Why? What's the point? Hell, Dave C., you need to stream for vengeance? Yeah, I can link you. Why not? I'll link you. I guess Dave C wants to come aboard. Why not? I know Dave C a really long time, and we've streamed together before, so that's what it is. I got some stuff. I guess I could bounce off of him. Let's see what I could do here. In the Star Chamber, you will find a pass. Give me about 5 minutes, and I'll beam you up. I have a quick topic to cover. There's a pinned post. The pinned post is simply the address to my tweet. All I'm asking you to do is synergistically help me send a tweeton torpedo. Go there and just give it a like and a retweet. The retweet is so important. Just retweet it outright. Quote tweets aren't so great. They don't hurt, but they aren't so great. Because if the assumption is the quote tweet is a dissent, yeah, Dave, give me like 5 minutes and I'll beam you on up. I got to get this one out of the way. It's like I got to keep my plea clear. This is my call to action. If you like this stream, if you like independent reviews, if you like sarcasm and humor from a guy in an Adidas jacket who has some hair still, one day I will look more like the Tachyon Pulse. I could put on my contact lenses and look a bit less like him, or I could put on my glasses and look more like him. We got the same jacket. What can I tell you? Or is our information the same? I love the Tachyon Pulse, and you can say we're the same, but like, he's Trek on the right side. I'm sure. Sorry, wait. He's Trek on the left side. I'm Trek on the right side. Okay, we're from Chiron. I love the Tachyon Pulse, or as I call him, my friend Lokai. He goes from planet to planet. For tens of thousands of years, I, Admiral Teag, have chased him. And wherever I go, he finds sympathizers for his point of view. I'm only kidding. You know, you're the best, bro. We've got to get on here in the jackets while come on. Is it still the middle of winter in England? Tachyon has been going live more, and I got to give it to him. But we gotta we come from different worlds on Star Trek, and it's not a big deal. I like him. I believe him to be personally honorable, and I believe him to be fun. I need you guys to look at the pin post. Okay, look at that pin post. The pin post is simply a call to action on X. It is that we get together and go out there and tweet to Paramount Plus that New Trek is just not working and we don't want it anymore. All we really need to do is get that message out there and the Star Trek United message. Once they understand that we don't want to, like, does anybody believe in this Star Trek year one? First of all, how many year ones can we do on people? And now Star Trek with us in the studio. New Morpho. Hell.
Hello. How are we doing out there? What's up, Teag?
It's been a little while since we streamed together, so it's nice to have you on. How's comic book streaming biz going?
I've taken a little break for a couple of weeks, and I think maybe the great JT Kirk and I will start back next week.
Cool.
Kind of give it to, he's been really busy, and I've been really lazy. That's about it.
Sir, that's really busy.
Yeah, he's been quite busy with doing shows and the family.
Albert Einstein. I gotta actually single him out to carve out as much time as he does to do the New Trek show, because like that is I don't think anyone else bothers with that shit live. We are the only.
I don't know, dude. I ran into something. I don't know, man. Streaming for vengeance. You know, you and I have talked a lot back in the day about all kinds of stuff. I've given my thoughts on this crap.
Many of my secrets.
In private conversations, and most people don't even know that I've watched, the original series and some of the old movies. I need to rebuy Wrath of Khan and a couple of the old movies. I have the motion picture, but I was invited on to a Trek.
The very last Wrath of Khan Watch
Yeah.
it before you buy it. They made a mistake, in my opinion. And I had to ask my cousin that I went to see it with. I'm like, did you see what I saw? They make the view screen in the Kobayashi Maru sequence seem like a simulation.
Ah,
They
that's
downscaled it.
weird.
Well,
Weird.
but it's really, really hard to have people cross in front of the screen. It's really, really hard to have people cross in front of the screen. Have you ever seen YouTubers who use the Enterprise screen with Sulu looking back at Kirk from the captain's chair point of view right at the screen as like their, like, to show their videos? Like, you've
But
seen
I
that used as a
remember, I
YouTube frame.
remember a lot of the stuff from the day, and I've actually actively been watching. I should grab the cover of it real quick. Pardon me. I'll grab the cover and I'll show it to you.
Cool. Guys, do me a favor. Retweet my X post to Paramount Plus. Let them know that we want Star Trek United. Hello, Lombardi 1969. Good to see you joining us. Let's see who else is out there. I see Radioactive. I think I said hello to Radioactive. And Ruby Hoof is the founder of the feast. Oh, let's get Dave in big into here. What have we here?
Large me, sir. So, the great Toxic Nick asked me to come on just for a guest thing where he decided to break into Star Trek. He had never watched it. He'd been pushed to watch it. So he literally has never even watched it until recently. And I had this sitting here where you can watch the original or the enhanced versions or flip back and forth with them. So I bought this a while ago and I went back to watch this. I had watched this as a kid. I'm 56 now. So, I count as one of the originals, but I watched Generations.
Yeah, we're the
Voyager.
syndication generation. We're absolutely the syndication generation. For us, like the show was like wrapped when we were like, we're infants. The Jets were champions.
I was watching it in early 70s. Okay.
Yeah.
So
as soon as I can remember, it's on TV right after Spider-Man in New York. It's like Spider-Man, Batman, then Star Trek. It was like the greatest 2 hours of my fucking life.
Yeah, and people can still consider me a normie or whatever. That's fine. However, because I can't hold a candle to what you guys can talk about all these different things. But when all these episodes start coming back, I'm like, I remember that. But unfortunately for me, Teague, I didn't watch this in chronological order as far as the characters are going. I started with Mantrap and moved on to a couple others, and it went back and forth. But I was like, oh my God, I was watching Mud's Woman today, and Mud's Women today, and I laughed out loud. A couple times.
I find his chest hair distracting.
Yeah,
his chest hair is so unkempt in HD that it comes to about, what would you say, about 7 to 9 inches over his collar? Just like it's almost like a chest beard. He has got he's almost, hey, Radioactive pitching in here. Let me see if I can get the censors of justice.
Admiral Teague, incoming super chat.
We've got all sorts of stuff going on the bridge. Radioactive says, get Tachyon and JDA talks Trek with Dave C and JT Kirk, Sean, and Jerome on the show. Nice. Oh, the invitation is made. The problem is, I did reach out to JDA John Delaraz, and I think I figured out the secret to being an influential Star Trek reviewer. They're more provocative about this as far as what JDA Talks does, but I started a Blue Sky account. Let's check it right now, shall we? I started it like a year ago, and there's never anyone on there, and Reddit is saying Blue Sky is dead. So I guess I'm getting on there at the right moment to like kick the bee's nest one last time before all the bees just die. And I'm not being a dick. Ooh, I have someone reply to me. Okay, nothing to see there, but like my Blue Ski profile is just Admiral Teague, all one word, and it sucks over there. But among the lack of engagement, the one thing I've seen is that YouTuber and author John Delaraz has more subs than me. But I think it's because of his hater action over on Blue Sky.
It's absolutely because of probably hater action. I mean, if I wanted to start a Star Trek show, do you think I'm going to start a Star Trek show? There's only two options. One, because you love it. Two, because it's an absolute disgrace. And now you're hearing it from other people who've never really came on your show to talk about Star Trek, because we did other things, right? comic books and stuff like that, movies. And I've kept it pretty low profile over on the Twitter side, other than reposting other people's stuff. So it's pretty obvious I can't stand this stuff. I won't watch it. And after all those years of going back, and then today I'm watching it, I'm laughing, I'm having a good time. I was distracted doing some other stuff, so I really couldn't get into Mud's Women. But when I did, it was so good. And then I got, into what girls are made of. I think was that the one with the they
That's
went down
about the
there.
androids.
The androids, right?
By the way, I just got it. Radioactive said tachyon off. I was trying to figure it out. It's like tachyon, tacky off. And I don't know which one of us originated the Adidas jacket. I think my channel's older, so I think that I'm the one who gets credit for the Adidas jacket. He's dressing like me.
Well, my Adidas. You're going to start dressing like some You're going to need a Kangol hat and some Adidas shoes, dude, to make that in some bling. You're not rocking it like you should be.
Me, Trump, LL Cool J, Russell Simmons, Nicki Minaj, and Lamar Odom are not just from the same part of New York. We're from the same town in Queens.
Well, we're going to get you some bling, like maybe an original Enterprise, big blinged out, gold
like
chain,
original Italian.
Yeah, 1701 or something, or
I have that across my whole back.
Yeah. But you got to get the Kangol, dude. You can't rock it. See, this shows you I'm old school. I had cordboard, and I went to try to do some breakdancing, and I realized, I'm not doing that because I'm going to rip my elbow out or something. We tried it. We're like, nah.
Now, what size circle should I make Radioactive? Should I make a small circle or a circle?
Big circle.
False. False.
Big circle.
False.
Oh my God, Teag, I ran into something, and it kind of set me off. And I know it was screaming for vengeance today, streaming, but I ran into this. We say woke all the time and all this. And I ran into. You ever heard of a show called True Detective? Ran for a couple seasons. Yeah. First season's really good.
Seen a couple episodes.
Yeah, second was all right. Third was pretty good, and I was like, oh my God, there's a fourth one, because I was gifted something so I could watch something else. Somebody sent it to me as a gift. And I ran into True Detective. I was like, oh, let me watch this Jodie Foster. And I was like, cool. So I'll check out Jodie Foster.
The show, dude, but that season was the first year that it totally whiffs, right? Like everything was 22. I looked at it too much.
No, it's so freaking woke. I can't. If you guys don't believe me, I don't know what to tell you. It's so effing bad. 22 minutes. I just checked it. I was going to show it on my stream, but it won't.
Do they just go from one small town detective story to a different small town with a new set of detectives every season and not really connect it?
Yeah, that's exactly what they do.
Like, will they ever have the last year's detective come through town on vacation for 1 minute, and show up?
I don't know, dude. I'm not watching any of this trash from Hollywood, and it's so bad.
The idea that we go to a different small town every year, like we could go to a desert town in Texas one year, and like a town in like the Pacific Northwest the next year. Then we could go to like South Jersey. Then we could go to Florida. That would be a fucking awesome show.
Yeah, it's called X-Files or something, right?
Well, let's not even
when that was good before they bring that back and destroy that as well. And so I thought maybe you get a new voice on here to complain, so you can hear it from new people, that it's not just you guys. Okay. It's not just you guys on the show. It's not you guys in the chat, your audience. It's other people like me too. It's just ridiculous, man, how bad it has gotten. This just came out in 2024, according to the streaming service there. And I made 22 minutes of it, and it's you can't call it. I heard
the last season just really missed the mark. They're like,
listen, man, it got so bad. We know
Jodie Foster can act, and we know she can play a cop. She's got an Academy Award for it that like people feel legit about. And one of the only Ridley Scott movies people totally don't talk shit about, but like. I could see how you could whiff with that and have it be too woke.
It's the writing.
If there's one chick I can believe that would gun someone down, it's Jodie Foster. I could believe her in a gun-toting role. Like, I'm not saying like John Wick, But
Oh,
if
no, no,
she's
no,
like a
wait,
shoot first
go
kind of
back.
detective, go ahead.
What did you just say? Gun-toting role? Well, guess what her character is? She's chief of police of this Antarctic, very, very small town to go investigate some supernatural thing that happened, and immediately talks down to her senior officer. There's 3 of them. Then you got the young officer who are already on the scene, and the setup was, like I said, Antarctic supernatural type thing going on. I was like, oh, this might be pretty cool because it's Jodie
Little
Foster.
bit
So
of the
there's your
Thing
misogyny
energy.
out the window, right? I like her. I watched her before, and I watched it because I thought maybe it would be good. And then she's immediately talking down to her, obviously one of her senior officers, just immediately talking down to her, right? Then I already missed the point where there was a scene at some kind of place where there was a bunch of people in, like a factory or a store or something, and immediately a woman had gotten beaten up, which we do not advocate, right? We don't advocate for anything like that.
Characters get beat up on TV. We don't care who they are, as long as
it's
we
a
don't
character.
do
I
things
didn't
like
write
that
it
in real life. Exactly.
And so, yeah, the guy, obviously, it's the dude. There's a dude that did something to her. They don't show it, but they said they did it. But somebody said
You
she
need
hit
to
him
have a
first.
bad person, or there's
And
no
then the
show.
manager, well, then the manager comes over. He's a white guy, and then he's a total douche. And I'm like, I'm like, oh, come on, man. This isn't really going to go that way. I'll keep giving it the chance.
What you're
They
telling me
get
is the show's whiffing on on several levels at once. Hard. See,
several, and then it gets
you-
so bad. T, I'll just say it so I can not get too animated about it. I got mad. I really got mad. And then it gets to a point where the young officers, she's checking something. There's a TV that's on. Okay. TV's on, and they can't turn it off because it's embedded into the wall. The young, very obviously smart tech officer sitting there, and she's checking everything. He goes, "Oh, I already checked that." She's checking. He goes, "Oh, I checked that too. Oh, I checked that." Oh, what do you think happened? Can you see the setup? All she does is push something on a door on a corner, and it opens right up. And I'm like, "What? Wait a minute. Is this really going to go in this direction?" He obviously would have checked that if he said he checked it. So was he lying? And it opened right up, and she turns the TV off, and then she, emasculates him immediately, then emasculates the older guy. Then she gets a phone call, and this is going to be quick. She has to leave. She just, right in the middle of this missing people. All these people are missing.
we open a mystery box, then she gets a mystery call.
She gets a mystery call, and she's like, "What? Oh my God, I'll be right there." She has to pick up her daughter, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, her daughter probably stole something."
Conveniently doesn't need to explain how she just figured out the mystery thing. Just splits.
Just leaves, and I figure, and then she picks up her underage. I won't say it because I don't want to get you channel hit here. It's the underage female daughter, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, she's shoplifting or she's drunk.
Call her a coal miner. Call her a coal miner.
You won't believe what it was she comes and gets her for. The underage cop's daughter.
At this point, I'm going to go with hooking.
Close. Well, her girlfriend, her underage female daughter's girlfriend, and
Can we call her a coal miner, please?
Sure. Decided to VIDEO themselves, and they got caught. Oh, that's what they're going with, dude.
She was doing an OnlyFans? Doing OF?
I guess. I was like, what is going on? I was like, this is what we cut to? She couldn't have just stole something. She couldn't have just been underage drinking or speeding or, you know what I'm saying? It had to be something like that. And she gets mad and has to say why. And then the daughter's got the attitude, the attitude. What are you mad about? And she's like, because you were bleeping. And I'm done. I'm out.
Okay, good. No more on that one. That story sucks. Hello, John the Beagle Dad. Do not watch True Detective season 4. It was garbage. There will never be another season. On the other side of the coin, I got some news and information to do. You're allowed to react to it. So my Blue Sky, checking that over. Let's see how I did here. So going back to February 28th, 2025, you can see all of my Blue Sky posts. I'm not getting anywhere near enough hate. I'm trying to get some hate off of Blue Sky. But I don't want to be a dick. Because if I'm a dick, then we won't end up having nice surprises. How cool was it that the writer of Enterprise came in there and then we Also, that we were smart enough to verify it because we would just be getting mocked all week, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Well, they're going to do that over there anyway, aren't they? I'm not over there.
Well,
I don't.
there are people who are going to mock you no matter what. But what I'm saying is that we got the creator of Enterprise to verify it was him in chat by making a move on X that we could read in real time so that we couldn't get taken to the cleaners and no one could accuse us of it. We saw the like happen in real time and we're like, it's him. Plus, the X channel was like 19 years old. So we got relatively high confidence that we were talking to the guy. And you know what? Like, it was great. And he's continued to retweet us. He's got one official account. We have the possibility now for a Star Trek creator who has not made a political statement at all in 10 years.
Well, that's for now. You just give it. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Hopefully, he doesn't turn on you.
I don't think he's dumb. When he has watched all of this unfold, what happened was he went with his competent Star Trek like idea to the new Star Trek showrunner who was in good with CBS, right? So what he does is he brings him the script to Star Trek United, and that guy specifically rejected it, which is great in the long run. It sucks if you're Sussman, but get this: his other show, The Last Ship, that was on in like 2014 to 19 area. That I think COVID kills it, but that show is pretty fucking good. It had a Walking Dead angle, but it was a good show. Well, hold on. I want to get the Sussman thing in here.
Yeah.
If I go too crazy on Blue Sky, and start like attacking people and being a nut, well, like that goes from being fun content to being like whatever, like like prohibitive behavior. So let's just I have to keep it relatively clean, but. That being said, like some of these replies that I've gotten, some people like this was my response to someone about New Trek, but I mean, like for instance, on the Iranian thing, I actually got 2 likes because I was like, so what? It's a warship sunk in time of war. They're our enemy. Fuck them. Nobody really had a problem with that. So the few people left on Bluesky are either insane or only there to talk. There's like 5 people talking to me about baseball. There's no one reacting to Star Trek at all.
Because I don't think they're running out of stuff to come back at you on. It's just rinse, watch, repeat.
There's a few people that have come at me. There's a few people who have come at me. I don't know why this guy was glitching between Star Trek and Kamala Harris. What's the date on this one? It's only a week ago, so I don't know why he's glitching on that. My one truly antisocial remark. But I guess they blocked me. By the way, here's the thing on Bluesky. They're so facile about it. I'm not going to say that Elon runs a great service, but today was nice. For the first time in like a week, I turned on my X. And I was not greeted with, cannot retrieve messages at this time. Every fucking time I turn it on, cannot retrieve posts at this time. Cannot retrieve most current messages. It's like, how far out of loop am I? How many times have you sent a post, put the thing in your pocket, gone, ordered lunch, gone home, eaten it, gotten a call, taken that call, hung up, and then like opened up X again because your phone was in your hand, and all of a sudden it's like, your post has been sent, and you're like, huh? What? And you hit like view, and it's like 46 seconds old, and you're like, how the fuck did this happen?
Not
even topical anymore.
The messages are crazy. You'll click, and it doesn't show you that you have messages. You'll go a day or two, and you're like, oh, let me check that. And then there's like 10, 20, 30, whatever. You got like, oh, never even showed the little blue dot there.
I talked to this one centrist dude who's sort of on there. He's like, he just makes observational comments in the manner that I do. If you've noticed, like, I don't jump in too hard on the politics thing. I did try to mix it up with Jessie Gender. Did she respond? No. But you notice I made sure to talk to her like I was from Queens. I didn't use correct articles of speech. You an Access Media hack.
Well, you're always going to get people who want clicks, so they probably don't even care about the show. They're just like, oh, look at this guy. Let me just say whatever he doesn't like. I'll click on that.
John Delarose has haters. I have almost as many subscribers as John Delaraz. I go live more than John Delaraz. I probably compile as many likes as John Delaraz.
Didn't he piss
The
off a lot
only
of
thing
people with something a while
he
ago?
wrote a book that seems to be okay. I can't endorse or unendorse his book. The concept seems fine. His show, it's fine. No problem. No problem with his views. We all like where he's coming from. Delaraz, you're invited on. Something broke down in the communication on the DMs. I don't know what it was. But Tachyon was a little more interactive, and Tachyon has been on his show. He pressed Tachyon a little harder than I did. Now, to be fair is fair. Here's the deal. I'm an honorable guy. So when I talked to Tachyon, I said, I want to have you on to back up what you say. And he's like, I'll do it. But he was kicking the can a little bit. Then one day we were shooting the shit on a specific Star Trek topic. And I said, I want to talk to you about this one on my show. And he goes, what the hell? I'm not doing anything now. And I'm like, if you do this now, we can only is the other topic on the table? He's like, I don't want to go into it now. And I'm like, fair enough. We'll just mention we disagree on it and move on. He's like, yeah, I can live with that. So like, I didn't go back and, I wanted to talk about, I believe it was season 2 of Academy even being filmed. I believe that was the topic. So we had him on here and everybody was really cool to him and he was fun to have on. And we didn't have any issues, but I really couldn't double back and be like, let's talk about some of this shit you say about Star Trek that I don't agree with or I don't believe. He'll be back, and I don't think he shied away from it. Like, he didn't show any hesitation, but him and John Delaraz mixed it up maybe a little more. But Jesse Gender, F you. You're an Access Media hat. Sorry to focus on these assholes. This will be the last one. But the gay theater kids LARPing basically describes most of Star Trek, says Jesse Gender 10 days ago. Gay theater kids LARPing describes most of Star Trek. Most of sci-fi television before streaming era. Is that supposed to mean that a disproportionate amount of artists and acters tend to be gay? Like, what? Are we supposed to all stop watching TV?
So some of them are.
No one cares.
Don't even get me going on the Hollywood angle.
I said supposedly because no one has to back. We can't back it up.
It's just,
and we don't care.
They don't care. Well, they don't care. You saw my tweet.
No, she cares. We don't care.
My DM to you that I got real serious and talked about, hey, this is how I really feel that. And you can quote me on the show, whatever. And at this point, it's just not like even in the chat, you're getting people with ideas to try to save Star Trek, right? And some good ones, Qs. You can go a Q angle, you can do other angles, but they don't want to. See, this is what I was DMing you.
By the way, I gotta say right now, I don't know what Delaraz is getting at in his out of context tweet.
I think that guy had said a few things, but I can't remember, so I can't remember.
If I know Delaraz, I think I know Delaraz, he probably gave the show a chance and he might have liked 1 or 2 episodes. That seems to be his style. I don't know him deeply. I know Tachyon's style a little more. Delaraz does good trade on Star Trek, and we like his opinions, but he mostly is reactive to Tachyon. So even though I do like and enjoy watching Delaraz, one, communication hasn't continued. Like, balls in your court, bro. You can definitely come on my show. But he has like twice as many subs as me, but he gets to get Jesse Gender's shout out for this ambiguous tweet because she's clipped this out of context. And I don't know what I don't know if Saltier Than Crate is with him or against him. Saltier Than Crate, like, I've noticed on Reddit. Have you been on Reddit have you seen Saltier Than Crate?
No, I don't do the Reddit. I can get the retweets over on X when people bring it up.
All right, so I've got to go on to Reddit to publicize the show. Right, I'll have to go there because there's impressions to be had there, and people kick Admiral Teag around like you wouldn't believe on Reddit. And sure. I'm everything. I am a fascistic, communistic, heteronormative gay guy. I'm everything over there. You name it, I've been called it over there. I'm catching so much flack that I think I must be over the target. But the thing that I love about Reddit is that it does give me impressions that are organic. And then people come here and they don't give me the likes that I need, which hurts. And a lot of them watch it just on Reddit. But it gets 10,000 views out there, across the Reddit views and the people who actually come watch on YouTube, because YouTube only counts the people who come all the way over. So it is what it is, and you hang yourself out there for mockery, and I'm not doing extremely well. They're going to have to ignore their Reddit economy, but hello, Crimlon. Crimlon,
Kremlin,
member of the
hail
Paramount
Kremlin.
panel. Paramount this week has 600 plus views. 2 hour long Paramount this week is up to 600 views.
Paramount this week?
That's
For
what we're
the-
calling the Yellowstone show when there's no Yellowstone shows on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I would don't do them. I had them for a while as well. And then, and it's just I had gotten
They're so
I'm
cheap.
surprised,
They're the
I'm
ones to
surprised
have.
you're not
They're
getting
the ones
more,
to have. It's
more
a shame
flack
they're
over
going
there.
away. What do you mean for my attraction with
Blue
Paramount? Well,
Sky, Blue Ski. I'm surprised you're not getting more
Blue Sky,
hate
it's
over
just
there,
dead.
to be honest
It's
with
just
you,
dead.
man.
There's no one there to hate. Like, you can't. I'm screaming into a void.
Well,
I'm
well,
also
there you go, then.
I'm not being a fucking full on dick.
Well, listen,
Here's why. If
these
I'm a
people, man,
full on
these people
dick
are
over there, like, I have a real life outside of this. Like, part of my life consists of I have to have at least a decent enough reputation to be known as an opinionator rather than someone who has an entrenched, hateful point of view. You know what I mean? Like, I can specifically dislike Mamdami, but if I start slamming him for certain traits and I go too far with them, if I go a bit too far with them, like, then I'll start to pick up a reputation. And these days, your employment scan, like, that comes up and stuff. You know what I mean? Especially if you're verified. And I have to be to get my message out. So I keep it calm. I keep it normal as I can. And I'm a sociopath, so it's not easy for me. But like, we've seen some of these people get locked into it. And you know what? Here's something we can discuss that is topical, and it's great to see Gap. It's great to see Gap. We got cats and dogs hanging out together. That's fucking anarchy. You know
robots. Oh, did Kremlin change? He
robots.
changed his. No, that
Grimlon has several
He changed
iterations of the same avatar.
okay. He changed up on
He's
me
got like what we could call the landman, like ambiguously metrosexual cowboy Grimlon icon, which is a great one. We've got 70s Grimlon with the aviators, which is this icon, which I love. Every iteration of Grimlon's avatar is good. Grimlon's good with that.
No. Well, I mean, you can only go so far with. You just got to say what you want to say about this stuff, and if people like it, they do. If they don't, they don't. And you're going to get some people that can engage. They can engage with you in a normal way, and then you're going to get the crazies.
But I can't be particularly hateful anymore. Like, it's in the past. Like, listen, like, we saw what happened when for over a year I was pushed to the point where I had to respond, and we cleaned that mess up in 3 months. But like, as far as responding, being stuck bogged down in that, smaller channels that want to attack up at me, they're really defeating the ultimate cause, which is to get the original continuity restored. Can we all declare a truce? Everyone who watches Star Trek, can we declare a truce together?
You can't. Well, it's impossible. Well, it's impossible in a way because when they put out stuff like this for me, I'm not going to watch it. I'll just lurk or say hi on your show every now and then. On Saturdays I'll come in and lurk and listen and say hello or whatever.
How about this? You say that really quick, Dave.
Yeah, really quick, Dave. When you put out content that destroys it absolutely destroys the Klingon Empire. Okay, it's destroyed. What they've put out now.
It's a weird future Klingon Empire, but no one wants this.
Yeah, except for them in those board meetings.
This is 1,000 years in the future, but why are they only talking about things from now? And Star Trek.
Just even what they've done with the character that you're showing me, and and I've watched more than one of your shows and came on for a while. I mean, in the chat, and I'm like, oh my god! I remember Discovery. And how long has it been since Discovery's already been out? Season 1.
8 or 9 years.
8 or
let's
9
ask
years.
the Trek reviewer here, though. Do me a favor, Dave. Can you see this well enough to read it? Do you have a good enough device?
Yeah. Has Paramount said if the Warner Brothers stuff is coming over to Paramount Plus?
Everything's going into a new HBO.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on behind. There's so much stuff going on behind the scenes with these people.
Paramount. I pray that standalone Paramount stays its own thing, because ever since we declared in 24 that we would be Paramount centric, Paramount's been hot. Paramount's been at least a hot story. They have been deader than disco as far as people wanting to watch. Most, not all, but most of their stuff. But Paramount has been hot since we decided we would be Paramount centric. That Paramount deal was weird as hell, as weird as anything that Disney's ever done. The mountain of money that the people from Skydance bought over, who also bought Oracle, is insane. Think about it, Dave. They're talking about possibly funding as many as the payroll for players only of 30 NFL teams. League minimum is 300 million, right? So they're talking about making 30 movies next year and releasing them all into theaters. Think of how good that is for the theater business, how good that is for America, how many people.
AMC stock almost went under $1 recently. I think it hit like $1.06, $7, or $8 or something a week or two ago.
There was all stock hit it, all stock tanked right as the war started.
No, it was going down. I was watching AMC on specifically because I talked to Mark on Mark's show month and a half, 2 months ago, and I was like, "Oh, it's like at $1.50, and it's going down now 30." And it was going down 2 months ago. You know what I mean?
It had a major crash.
Yeah, you're gonna, and then everything else. Yeah, all right. So they're gonna need some kind of revival
with Paramount. I'll put it on screen, but here's the funny thing. Remember this with Paramount. For them, a major crash is they lost $1.75. It's really fucking easy to recover from their major crash. They were trading at 10.40 and they're down to 9.95.
Oh, that's yeah.
Their major crash is percentage wise only. Yeah. In real life, this does not buy you a bottle of fucking Coke. This is not 20 ounces of fucking Coke. Anywhere. All right. So let's be honest. Was it bad? Sure. But let's look at the 1 year pattern. Paramount, it's a disaster. We had that dive the other day. It was fucking good. That dive was so insane that it's going to have to be left out. It was a dive to like $1 for like a day. Something really weird happened the day we went to war. I don't know what else to call it. This isn't a political show. The day we went to war, it's shorthand, okay? It's shorthand. I don't know what the situation is. Someone's going to come at me and say, "Oh, but Admiral, sir, it was a police action." You know what? Are we fighting? Could I be forgiven? I'm not an expert on military matters, right? I could call it a war.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And I salute all of all the defenders of our country.
The problems AMC having were, I mean, that just compounded though. You see what I'm saying? It was ticking down before this stuff started. So
they weren't in good shape.
You know, they weren't in good shape. Go back to April.
Going back to April. Okay.
Yeah, look at that. Look how low they were. And it spiked because of what?
Look at the other day. They dropped to they went from a couple in October 2025 as they're being bought, they spiked to 1861.
Because people were trying to jump on that pump and dump.
No, it wasn't a pump and dump. It was that Paramount had to make an offer so good.
It goes up on news and then comes back down, right? Then I look at that. And that's what it did.
Paramount had to make a good offer to acquire a majority of the stock, right? So they set the market with their offer. Then you try to negotiate around it, but you have to imagine just about 1892 what was offered. It opened at 1931. Its high was 2009. It was probably $20 a share, right? So now you're talking a large volume to make any money with commission. The low was 1887. My estimation is 1887 was past midnight on off hours trading. So that's the day and Paramount had this terrible day the other day where they plummeted to 988. This is 311 is like, okay, so they're almost as low as they were the other day. So they're hitting $9.75, $10 routinely. And hey, Radioactive season 2 is hitting the edge of our radar. Whoa, first we need to Sir Montage.
Sir, we have to send for Albert Einstein.
Sir, he's very busy.
Sir,
that was so controversial. Sir,
steam is better.
Sir, honestly, the dogs are better.
Sir, I have the man.
Sir, my name is Raisin. $1 billion, sir. $1.1 billion, sir. Sir, he has a cold. Don't shake his head. Sir.
Admiral Teag, incoming super chat.
Iran season 2 is proving to be a banger. You know what? If people want to get into that, this is a weekday show. I don't have as much of a script as I usually do. So your feelings and thoughts are very important, and we'll take all your chats. And we got Dave here, which is great too. But there's something else at the edge of the distant early warning radar.
Admiral Teag, incoming super chat.
Crimlon says with a $2 super chat, I enjoy a good pump and dump a few days a week. Yeah, I mean, I pumped and dumped the other day. We had this long conversation and it led circuitously back to the show Jag. And I remembered the chick from that show, and I ended up Googling her pictures, and she was really cute. Remember that chick?
I remember Jack, dude. Yeah.
It was a successor show. It's a successor show that never showed it, but could have had a shared world with Magnum PI. Same writer.
Interesting.
I wish they would have run into Magnum. How great would that have fucking been? What do you think? NCIS or Miami Vice? I'm sorry. What do you think?
What? Miami Vice.
Okay. What do you think? Miami Vice or BL Striker?
Miami Vice.
I have recently been watching and reviewing a lot of Miami Vice.
Yeah, I saw a lot of those.
Man. Pump and dump. Yeah, people should check out Northern English Bastard. He's one of the few YouTubers I have space to recommend. I would recommend more if I could. But down there, I won't steer you wrong. Every one of those YouTubers on my homepage is a damn good YouTuber. And you know what? I enjoy mutually good relationships with all of them. I love them all. But you know what? As far as Paramount goes, we can see that they've been a fascinating story for a while. And I guess like this is a year. What a disaster. Year to date, though, look how good things are looking.
Pull up AMC. I want to see.
This is the whole stock market, though, is kind of like unstable right now.
Well, yeah, right now, yeah, things are crazy right now. But take that part out of it and go to AMC and pull up a year. I just want to see it like you showed that. Oh, it actually went up a little bit.
Oh!
Okay, see now you see what I'm talking about here. Do you
Look,
see what I'm talking about now? Go back before. Go back to 2 months ago. Where was it 2 months ago before the politics stuff?
I don't know, but careful. Let's not pile up verbally. What do you call it? We got this is 2021 or so, right? So this is pre-2022, and this is now. This is now, and this is March 12th, 2021. So this is going back a whole 5 years. This is, as much as I don't know about Max. Does it go all the way back to the 20s?
5 years. And what do you think started happening? Go, I don't know.
Look, these are the happy times, 2016, 2018, before things are too woke. The last few non-woke movies come out, they get criticized, but they make a ton of money. Look here, woke. Here's like Man of Steel time and stuff like that. Batman versus Superman time, worse. 2020, Venom, worse and worse.
Well, and that one thing that happened, yeah.
This is like,
but then there was a spike because
this is called Lockdown Ends 2021.
Well, they declared bankruptcy at one point, right? They were thinking about
they
it.
They may have had to do it, and then it got structured, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's
structured.
Chapter 11, Chapter 12. I'm not a financial advisor. By the way, anyone who can watch with the browser open for a little while, it really does a lot to help my analytic. I'll put this up for a moment, though, while we talk about AMC. So with AMC, the big spike post-COVID, but then what happens is the big, win here, that it doesn't last. The happy time from like, what is this? It's at $154, $217 in like June of 2021. Then it just keeps going down. It almost repeaks and restabilizes around 200. Then it's at like 2022. As you can see, it might be time to admit that there could be a recession. Because this is the same line.
Or movies just aren't getting people in the seats, man.
Entertainment industry.
Okay, they're not getting people in the seats. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Within the entertainment industry, there has been several bad quarters in a row, and the good times are few and far between. In fact, before we look at March 27th, 2020, just in the dumps, this would be probably this is probably like just about the time of Skyfall, like 3/12/2021. I'm thinking, right? Here's like probably No Way Home, June 18th, 2021, right? That's when that stuff happens, and we have a few good movies. and pent up demand, and people will go see any piece of shit movie, probably Cocaine Bear in this like happy time here. Honestly, like this last week here is
It's better
Cocaine
than
Bear.
season 4 of True Detective.
April 1st, 2022. This is like 5 months before the first episode of Rings of Power to put us in time. So everyone has an idea of where we are. And then since then, it's been a slalom for a little while. And then since September 5th, 2023, it's been cross-country skiing. It's not even exciting anymore.
Well,
$1.61. This is, you know what sucks in the U.S. stock market? I believe you need a $2,000 reserve. And by the way, I want to say thank you, Crimlon, for the $2 super chat, and also Radioactive. I ran season 2. Thoughts on this one? Might be bad movies are a big part, but it's only about half. I don't think I'm particularly thrilled to go out in public when there's been 3 people kaboom booming. You have to say it the right way, Dave. Like work with me here. You ready? There's been 3 separate kaboom boomish incidents in New York City, none of which anyone's happy about. Now, I want to say for my part, I think the police have behaved spectacularly through this very demoralizing time, because whether you like him or not, and I'm not going to call people out, but I'm not that thrilled with the guy. The New York mayor hasn't been very encouraging. Like, he said things that could be construed as demoralizing to the police, to put it mildly. Because I'm trying not to be too political. This is why they don't hate me on Blue Sky enough, right?
Is Crimlon referring to they're getting laid or laid off? I think he's talking
about. I think he's talking about how when he saw the Hawk Tua coin, when he got well, Crimlon's married, so we know he gets. Well, he probably doesn't get laid. He's married, right? He has children, so there's been laying, but like we know that like Crimlon, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure he can pull it off still, but I think the pump and dump he would mean is more like every one of us, like when he saw Hawk Tua, and he saw the Hawk Tua NFT. Why? Why would anyone consider buying that? Why would anyone consider buying that?
I don't know.
Let's circle back to this.
Yeah, because why would anybody consider paying what they have to pay to go to the movies other than an afternoon Saturday or a rainy day Tuesday, double bonus 50% off, but popcorn and all that to go see a movie, other than because you missed the experience and it looks like it might be okay. But are you going to go see The Bride? I have no.
It could have been good. That's not the worst idea on paper, except for how they did it. The meta, the very core of how The Bride was conceived, not anything else. But the idea that you would do a Bride of Frankenstein movie, like I don't think either of us have an issue with that. There we are. I don't think either of us have an issue with a Bride of Frankenstein movie, but like I don't know if in execution. Well, I had to mess around with the production, but hello to Peter Venkman Fansite. It's so great to see you here with us. And day pump and dump could involve one's hands. Has anyone ever had like a work experience where like you ended up having sex with someone at work? And has anyone ever had the work experience where you were like having like a secret, like kind of romance at work and you didn't really want anyone to know, and like things got out of hand, but couldn't reach culmination. So you had to pump and dump at work. I'm just curious. I'm not saying it's ever happened to me. Curiously specific, I know, but I wonder things. You guys give me terms. I riff on them. It's good to see everybody, but Crim Romulan, they are layering people. Yes. But Crim, let's go back to war in Iraq. This are the realities in this country. Observationally, I try to stay pretty apolitical. And if you notice, my ex is pretty apolitical. And if I just make observations, I also have to have a show, right? Now,
that's the problem with you trying to be apolitical when you get attacked for just saying this show sucks, and we all know this. We talk. You guys talk about.
What's cool though is I have a track record of
something new.
The thing that is cool though is that it is something new every week. But you know what's cool? Grok verifies that I don't have a track record of political statements. But it will call me conservative. If you ask why Admiral Teag is conservative, will say he backs police. My dad was NYPD. Why wouldn't I back the police? I was raised to assume that they're the best police force in America and that they mostly do the right thing. And I would point out that even though they don't like the mayor, no one ran away from intervening with that attempted attack by CC. You like the way we reversed the letters there?
And,
The CC kaboom boom attack against Mayor Moonshine there. I don't know what to make of him, and we'll come up with a more appropriate nickname for Mayor the Zoran there. I don't know what to make of Mayor Zero. How's that? Mayor Zero works, doesn't it? There we go.
there you go.
I don't know what to make of Mayor Zero, except that I don't like what he says. And he is incredibly good at getting me to react.
I'll keep it to the sci-fi here. I'll talk to you in private.
Here's our thing about what's going on as far as right now for the moment, and we'll get used to it, but there's been some acting out in New York City lately. By the way, those guys, again, tourists, they were from more than 3 to 5 hours away from New York. They're Pennsylvania activists who came here, self-inspired, self-radicalized pieces of garbage. And they'll never get out of a New York jail. And for terrorism, I believe that New York should reinstate capital punishment. But hey, I also think if you try to waste a New York City cop, you should be executed. But that's just me. What's going on is we're looking at a situation where a few years back, there was a mayor called de Blasio who wasn't that popular, but compared to Zoran, how much would we give to have him back? Remember when de Blasio was the New York mayor and he was merely goofy?
Yeah,
his presidential run was legitimately funny.
Stuff going on up there with him around. I couldn't be honestly answer a lot of questions about him.
He murdered a woodchuck.
Yeah.
He murdered a woodchuck by mistake and covered it up. That was a scandal. He did Groundhog's Day and the motherfucker bit him and he threw it on the ground. It was like he didn't know anything about this, but he like reflexively like just dropped it. And like de Blasio was like 6'4", or as I like to call him, the communist Warren Wilhelm. Then like Staten Island Chuck bit him on the hand and he was like, so you know what happened. And he didn't mean for it, but like to keep the publicity from getting him in trouble, Staten Island Chuck died from their injuries 9 days later, but he kept it secret until October of the next year so that he wouldn't get bad publicity. So it was called Groundhog Gate. So he threw the groundhog on the ground by mistake and it was like literally like falling 130 feet for the poor groundhog. So like they tried to save it, they couldn't. There was no malice, but since it's not an endangered species and it's a long time ago and they did their best, can we just maybe laugh? It's not that it didn't have a soul, you know what I mean? That was like the good old days. Now we've got this guy who says things so crazy that the police that he put down have to protect him from CC. Can you imagine if he has the temerity? Because here's the thing. I think he's out of touch, the current Mayor Zero. I think Mayor Zero is out of touch here in New York City. And I think he said a lot of anti-police things. The New York City Police Department proudly marches down Fifth Avenue as one of the oldest contingents. Did you know that the parade is older than the United States?
No. Did not know
the
that.
myth is that it was started by Washington's veterans. They made it official. They started it in one way. The parade was already happening anyway. New York was so like podunk, you know, after the American Revolution and like the years before that you could just throw a parade. So the first codification I heard of was Washington's veterans wanted it for the Irish veterans of Washington's army. They're like, you know, we kind of fucking hate the British and we'll march down the street no matter how much it snows because we fought that fucking war for free.
Well, living up in Virginia for a while there, talking about the Irish as well, and I hope they win this weekend in rugby. But up in the Virginia, they fought on both sides, and because they got a lot of those guys got conscripted coming right off.
They were brave
when they first got here because
British
they had nothing, and well,
that's more the Civil War. We couldn't grab guys off the boat for the American Revolution because no one cared.
Yeah,
there wasn't enough, and we didn't have enough guys to grab people. We couldn't even send 5 guys to the boat to grab one guy each. They're like, we need every guy. You know this one without giving anything away. You know from knowing that we won the American Revolution with fire for 3 shots and run away. Right? and that was enough to win. If we grind them down. And did you also know that Ho Chi Minh copied George Washington's military strategies?
I wouldn't doubt that in one bit, because we
not
sent,
attack
we
the
sent
homeland.
Japanese naval commanders to Harvard. They were at Harvard to come.
You're thinking of Tojo. I'm talking about the Nam guy.
Yeah, I was just throwing that in there. Just throwing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got my geopolitics fine. I was just saying we
were allies with
had
Japan until they had a coup.
Yeah,
in
and
World
we
War
also
One,
had
we were
sent
cool
those
with
guys.
them.
All right.
We educated some of them. Lies, Admiral Teague. Politic opinions are rainbows for all. Well, Admiral Teague's political opinions are rainbows for all and plenty of socialism for some.
Yeah, he nails it, and that goes right back to what I was talking about, Detective. You know what they were doing, and it's just like, my
Jodie
God,
Foster's character followed a string of coherent clues. Look, there's Mystery Box, and then there's what's called Whodunit. Whodunit is a fucked up subgenre. I mean, Mystery Box is a fucked up subgenre of Whodunit, where you and I sit down and devise like there are book writers who do it alone, but let's say we're writing a TV show. Dave and I sit down and devise, we're going to write a mystery. We're writing an episode of SVU. Okay. Now, what do? We devise a crime between the two of us, not a real one, like a fictional crime for our purpose of our script. Right. So we're going with our script and we say, what happens in our crime? And we say character A murders character B. So we know right there who killed who, right? So what makes it a story? Well, the cops don't really know. And person C looks like the person they're doing. Therefore, there's an investigation into person C. Person C is connected to persons A and B, which leads to person B coming onto the radar and seeming to be all right, but needing to be called back and begging one too many questions when all the cops send around that box of pizza in the office and have that moment. Have you seen it a million times, right? So therefore, we go and check on person C one more time. They're actually okay. And the other cops check on person A. They're guilty of person B who killed person A. They're guilty as shit and proving it. They run them in. And then can we convict them? That's the modern cop show. Right. So
yeah, well, then you'll get character D shows up in episode 5 or 6 who throws a wrench into it that might actually prove be innocent.
You're talking Mystery Box.
Yeah,
I just talked that first of all, that what I talked was the whodunit, the closed mystery box. There was the mystery box term was invented by J.J. Abrams to cover having a mystery drive your story. He believed that you can't have a story without a mystery. So the term mystery box is kind of let's let people look at Sydney. The term mystery box is kind of huge, right? So as we get the mystery box stuff, it doesn't really work out right away. And the mystery box stuff is just kind of weird, right? It's like they can't explain the island in Lost. It's not the most super enjoyable adventure in Lost. We have some questions about what happened. And like I've often suggested, the Lost episode of Lost would be, Dave, did you ever see the show, even though it sucks? You know, yes or no?
I watched a bunch of them. I never finished it to the end.
Anyone who wanted to have sex with women had to watch that show to trade it off for The Sopranos, right? It's like 1 week you watch one week you watch the other. They're on against each other. Why? But in Lost, the thing that we could have done. What do you think of this Lost episode of Lost? You ready? We show a European 18th century ship in the fog, and a date comes up like 1693 or 1666 because that's got overtones, right? And the ship's a bunch of Europeans that got like a holy man type on board, and the ship runs aground in the fog onto the island from Lost. But on the island, there's already some bad natives, right? Or some uncool guardians, as I like to say.
Of course,
there's some uncool guardians. It gives you so much more freedom of speech. There's some uncool guardians, or there's some cool guardians who don't like these newcomers who are dangerous. And everyone fucks up first contact with, like, you know, weapons and stuff like that, some shooting, some killing. And so that doesn't go well. So then we try to work it out, but it doesn't work out. And so what happens is both sides use their black magic. The Europeans invoking a Christian style European curse, and the guardians in like on that island building a big stone head and invoking a curse, right? And then we could have JJ's people from Lost find a wrecked up ship with a book. It's less convenient than anything else he did. And we can read most of the book, like Lord of the Rings. Like the paper's real good. It was written on leather. I don't know. But we can read most of the book,
Like
at least the part about, yeah, like we don't know where we came from or anything like that. But we know that they came to this island and they had fucking problems with the Guardians. The Guardians, we can figure out, it's like the Guardians have invoked their black magic. It can be like, it's Spanish. I can read it. Hey, Buddy Hepburn. Good to see you.
Hey,
In the
buddy.
last episode of Lost, what we'd find out is both the Europeans and the Guardians on the island invoked some kind of black magic against each other and then engaged in mutual assured destruction to the nth degree and deleted each other to the last one, right? So nobody left. And then we could show like their spirits filled with anger, like, in a Star Trek sort of, or Sith ghost, Force ghost sort of style. And we could have them all be malevolent. So nobody's right or wrong. And that could be why everything bad happened to the island. We could have like their evil be the reason the plane got pulled out of the sky. And that would have explained a lot. What do you think of my Lost ending? My Lost missing episode. What do you think?
I think, yeah, I mean, it's doable. It's completely viable as well. I mean,
Weaving it across the season, right?
The thing is, how many
first
people
20
are
minutes
left?
of every episode for the whole season.
Yeah, but how many characters are left at this point?
They were able to just keep introducing more. There was a season where the cast held out as one for more money. So J.J. Abrams invented another island. When money's involved, he gets creative.
Yeah,
He
well,
invented
technically,
another
how many
island
people are
with people
still
who
still walking and talking at that point in the show
that far
itself.
after the crash. Well,
that
90%
far
of
after
everyone
the crash,
dies in
yeah.
the plane crash, but every once in a while, when we need to, someone just shows up saying, "I've been
Just
living on the far
right.
side of the island,
Just
roughing
show
it.
out of nowhere.
Didn't know you guys were here." And then that one season, everybody held out. They had another island where another fragment of the plane fell. Excuse me, as I've been on the bridge for a while. I can take off my command tunic, right?
It's like Space
So-
1999, Teague, where all those Eagles ships, they fly around, they blow up every episode. They lose one or two, or every other episode, but they always seem to have.
What are they
always seem to
manufacturing
have
them in
plenty of
mass?
those.
Are
They
they
always seem to-
yeah? How do they have so many eagles? How do they manufacture
like-
them en masse?
Yeah.
And also, like, although that show was good, and I dug Commander Koenig and
First season.
other
First
stuff.
season's pretty good.
The first season, even their first episode after the movie, just has huge problems. Remind me to circle back to that because we could talk about how the guy from the high table is. In
I
that
never even
episode and
finished.
shit.
I never even finished season. I couldn't even tell you about season 2.
It's
I never
so-
went back to even watch it all.
Their
I
first
couldn't
story
remember.
out of the box after their movie. Their movie, I rewatched it 2 years ago. Their movie one, there's magnetic storms in the back of the moon for some reason because it's an atomic waste dump. How those two things relate, I don't know, but good enough.
Let's just go
Good
with
enough.
it. You just go with it.
I'm not going to argue with you as long as you call them magnetic anomalies, whatever, maybe the radiation. And so what happens is there's space madness causing people to tear off other people's helmets and beat dicks. And you got a couple people going mad on the moon. So they send Commander Koenig up there to check it out. And he's got a cool spaceship. He goes there and things go off the rails in the middle of the first movie, the opening movie. The moon blows up in the middle of at the end of episode 1.
Episode 1, yeah.
It's all on the dark side of the moon, the munitions dump. Why doesn't the moon blow into the earth?
You just you just go with it, dude.
Why doesn't the moon blow into the earth?
Because it got blown the other way.
Moon.
It got
Earth.
blown the other way.
Kaboom.
Physics.
The moon gets blown from the dark side, which we can't see. What other way is there for it to go? Okay, so sideways. It's all on the extreme east side of the shadow, and it blows the moon sideways out of orbit, and like the Earth's spinning just right, so that it flips out of orbit. It's a fluke. Whatever, the tides were low. Whatever the reason was at its furthest point, but the moon blows up, and in the first episode of Space 1999, someone gets possessed by an alien, and it's the guy from the high table from John Wick. It's Ian
It's a high table guy, and I love that episode because
but it makes no
yeah,
sense.
it's toxic too, man. It's great. I mean, it's got some eye candy in there, dude.
There's a hot chick.
Oh boy, there's some eye
They
candy in that one.
objectify a bunch of women, but it's because they don't
They
have
do.
a
They got-
long
Well, they
story
got
to
some-
tell in that hour. There's
the
an argument to be
tanning
made
booth.
as a half-hour show.
Yeah, the
That was
tanning booth
true.
room. They had dudes in
They-
there, didn't they? If I remember, because I don't really
don't
remember the
remember.
dudes, but I
They
think they
did
did.
have was it a decon room or was it like a sunlight room?
Sunlight room, the suntan room.
They kind of like were watching Deep Space. What do you call it? The Enterprise guys may have been influenced by it, but you're right. Here's the thing: Ian McShane in the middle of the night is hit by a blue light, and we're supposed to understand that he's been possessed by an alien. All right, so it's a great story.
He got
hit by a blue light.
He got hit, and it made him want that.
On him.
It made him a radioactive monster. He had to eat. He had to eat energy, right?
Because he was possessed by an alien.
I don't know if it was a piece of possessed or he just got zapped.
He spoke on behalf and said that he had absorbed the personality. The person was gone.
He was possessed
and destroyed.
Right.
And destroyed.
Right.
His soul was destroyed when the other guy went in there. So, first of all, you got a major actor who's good enough. Okay. He does his best. Ian McShane, hot off playing Judas, the guy who fucked over Jesus in the movies we watched in Catholic school. If you guys went, you went. If you know, you know. But so we know him, and like he's fucking over the people on Moonbase Alpha, and he's trying to like do a couple of crazy things. And I think like, does he develop some sort of metaphysical energy where he can attack people the way the Emperor can with like weird beams of light off his hands? Because what they do is they pull out what look like brass knuckles. The phasers from Space 1999 were kind of cool, but they were the most brutal fucking murder devices you've ever seen. The phasers from Space 1999, first, they just turn you into a human torch. You go full burn on the first shot.
Yeah.
This guy, they don't even try to, he's one of their own. So they don't try to stun him or beat him up. All right.
They don't want to just take him out because they can't afford to do that. Hello?
Yes. Jesus of Nazareth. I saw this comment. Jesus of Nazareth was made by Bernardo Bertolucci, who did all the Clint Eastwood spaghetti westerns. They're great. It's a bad time being stranded on the moon. Not being stranded on the alien ship he stowed away on. I'm trying to remember if that's from Space 1999's opening movie. He's better known as the voice of A Song of Ice and Fire audiobooks. Okay. Is he a 1999 first season character? The problem with Space 1999 is it's an offshoot of UFO, which is an offshoot of Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds or Thunderbolts, whatever the one was, the Super Marionation Team America type show.
Yeah, dude, I love the Mysterions too. Remember the Mysterions?
The production was too difficult.
The head guy for UFO, the blonde guy, what was his name? Straker. Yeah, what was his real name? Do you remember his real name? I can't. He played one of the voice actors in Mysterion. I think it was Mr. Blue or somebody like that.
Here's the deal, guys. There's this thing called Super Marionation. You'll know it from Team America.
So good.
There was a weekly TV show that was marionated, but the thing is, it was, I think, a British show that got distributed here, but it was made by Americans who couldn't get an American distribution because they didn't make like 26 episodes. It took too long. So Thunderbirds would air, and people saw it, and people loved it. But it was what it was. The Thunderbirds movie didn't represent the show. It was live action. Thunderbirds going live action was basically the show UFO. And I don't think they contradict Thunderbirds and UFO. UFO is about a movie studio that's a front organization for a UFO interceptor. And the UFOs are actively attacking the Earth, and we have a moon base we fight them from. The show lasts a year and again falls behind its production schedule. I believe there's a second year. And in the middle of the second year, they're like, people hate your show. And they're like, why? It's like, look, it doesn't always make sense. And like some of these ideas are brilliant. They're like, the thing is, your shows that don't make sense turn people off to the ones that are brilliant. And they're like, but some of them are brilliant. They're like, look, you can't fuck with people and have a super stupid episode and then follow it up with brilliance and say that you're consistent. It's so uneven that people don't know. And the stupid bleeds over and the smart doesn't. They didn't know that in 30 years, people would watch it as a whole in a marathon weekend binge and be like, this is a pretty good show. They're just like, what the fuck happened this week on UFO when it didn't make sense? And that problem carries over. They use their miniatures and they have great little sequences where they're not burning runtime. They're showing off these cool models of like all the Shadow assets. There's no way people don't know what Shadow is, Dave. They've got like dozens of trucks. They have hundreds of troops. They have dozens of jeeps. They've got like a rocket launcher, a helicopter. They've got like a moon base. They've got interceptor ships on the moon with fire rockets. They've got like flights of of planes. They've got all sorts of assets. They're woven through all world governments. There's no way people can't know about Shadow in the show UFO. UFO can't even keep its British production schedule, and so its
Oh
U.S.
no,
run is
I
late.
God, I did.
It's
I remember trying to
late.
watch that show back
It's
in the day when
incohesive all the time.
Clobbering Times was still with us. R.I.P. to him. And because he had a great,
Don't remember.
yeah. They did a UFO thing. But I tried to watch it. It was out of order. You had to go back and try to find it in regular
They didn't
order.
release it in order.
They didn't release it in order.
That's why the
it
show
was
fell.
so screwed.
Klobby had to do like some archival work on this one. He had to go back, find out which episode was made at which date, Wikipedia. Then he had to probably got some help from Mark. Also had to find out like why it was delayed. And then he would be like, this episode was actually second and we aired 11th. You know what I mean? After the story that it sets up. So the show's better than we think. In marathons, it's hit or miss whether they go and do the research to shorten production order. And with video releases, they don't have the hammer. No one really cares about it. The Protectors is worth a watch too.
Stingray is the
UFO in Space 1999.
Stingray
got mentioned too.
Yeah, that's the submarines, and nautical stuff.
The Shadow says radioactive.
Stingray's good.
Shadow
Stingray's pretty good.
Secret, hidden, anti-destruction organization. Like Shadow made no sense and had no W.
Oh, I used to know what it meant.
They
I
were
used to know what all of that
I
stuff
forget what
meant.
it meant. Like
super hidden something. So I got the UFO book here somewhere. Dude.
It didn't bother with the fact that you had to repeat yourself. It was like they're going to make that euphemism if they had to hammer a round peg into a square hole, no matter what. But they have their UFO organization, and what they're doing is they're trying to keep the aliens who are doing an ongoing series of abductions on Earth. And then the next show is Space 1999. That show's too flawed. That show once again misses its deadline. What they told them was the takeaway from UFO is that people liked the moon. People liked the moon.
And big in me there. So I got the hardcover of it. Yeah, this is really.
Buddy Straker. Hold up the front of it so people can see Straker for a moment. Straker at that point, I think, was switched to the wig. At different points in the show, Straker always has this outfit, but sometimes it's brown. I don't know when you like it better. What's your favorite? There's 4 things to me that make an episode, maybe 5 things to me that make an episode of UFO. I'll tell you what they are. 1, the aliens have to attack.
It's the aliens. Yeah, get the aliens.
Right. I want to open up with an alien attack. 2, I want to see all the gay guys in the Shadow submarine where they wear the fishnet shirts and they're as gay as can be with their leather bondage outfits. They wear leather pants.
Funny how you remember that.
Shirts. Yeah, right. Oddly specific on Admiral Teague, but
Very
okay.
specific.
Anything you want to show us in the UFO book before I?
You were talking about.
There's the moon-based chicks.
The very extremely attractive ladies that were in there.
I don't remember if this is in world or fan, but the explanation is they wore wigs on the moon base because their hair would fly away. There's no gravity on the moon base. Was the reason they wear wigs.
There's a good shot of Straker there.
Straker had some great Nehru suits. At this point, he is definitely switched to the wig because what he did was his dedication to the role had him bleaching his hair with double processed blonde bleach every other week, which will destroy your hair in 4 months. If you look at it, he has doll hair. And I want to thank everybody who's here watching. The goal for the stream is 30 likes. Please like me. Please clap. But it's the moon-based soccer ball units were fun.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Wait,
are you talking about
suits? The ladies wore some tight, fairly
wore
tight
some great
stuff
outfits or allegedly spacesuits. And I think they took pains to make sure that the characters who stood in back were always holding on to something. Because I think the deal was they wore purple wigs in the moon base because there was no gravity. And the other explanation is Straker wore a wig, and it was openly wearing a wig because people simply would wear wigs by futuristic 1980 in this 1970 show. So Straker wore a wig because wigs were now common. Straker wears a wig because it's just normal to wear a wig in 1980 in their show. So whatever, Straker's marriage destroyed by his dedication to, quote, making movies where it's really fighting the aliens. The aliens kidnap his kid. It's like a horror story.
Well,
It
dude,
ruins his
yeah, it was some hard.
marriage,
They had some hard hitting episodes on there, dude. They weren't all just fun. Like
interspersed by nonsense.
Yeah, they had some people who got
Interspersed by just jaw-droppingly dumb ones, though.
Oh yeah, draw. So it's like the one you mentioned, kind of one of the ones you mentioned already.
And some of these are mixed. Like it's a stupid execution of a genius idea. But I think the deal is they did buy their scripts from Harlan Ellison, who still blew up and went crazy that they weren't made his way, didn't he? Guys, retweet the pinned post.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like you would think
post.
somebody would come up with the idea of making some kind of retro show like this, just one season, and and make it, or 2 just in case if you had the money. Right.
Fantastic Four was about the same level of delivery, cohesiveness, and drama with much better sets than UFO. You could consider that more of a UFO show than a Fantastic Four show. It comes to mind because of the host who covered it, but it was a terrible Fantastic Four movie. And I guess since you were a big fan of Clobby and you loved his work and you're qualified on this, give me your feelings on the Fantastic Four movie.
I didn't watch it.
Wow. Not even any interest. Hatred.
Or
disdain.
I almost went to see it, and I kind of thought maybe I should have gone to see it. I like that retro, and I like the Galactus. Some of the stuff that they were showing with Galactus. There was a lot of flack about Clobbering Times is not Clobbering Times, but his voice. Yeah.
Ben Grimm's
his voice was really
weird.
bad. I heard a bunch of that, and I was like, I just passed. I've just been down on Hollywood for a while. I don't make any bones about it.
It was too MCU, even though they said it wasn't going to be. Vanessa Kirby is the best looking unsexy woman in the world. I don't know why.
She's
I love
pregos,
women.
and she goes out into space anyway.
She's not really pregos, but yeah, that was ridiculous. Yeah. But in the movie, they nerf her character looks after one scene by having her be like 11 months gone. That is the heaviest carrying pregnancy I've ever seen, and she's a tiny woman.
Well, we're gonna get in trouble for that still, right?
No, people carry heavy when they're pregnant. That's just a comment.
I wanted to see it for
amniotic fluid was in the sack.
The retro stuff and Galactus. The swapping out for Silver Surfer was like, nope. Why? But Dave, there was one, and there was actually one back in the day somewhere, and Mark pointed that out, and I was like, yeah, but is it relevant to this?
Silver Surfer beat the shit out of the Silver Surfer in the original Fantastic Four movie that people didn't like. Much better. Actually, the original Fantastic Four is the trauma one, isn't it? So the non-trauma one, the Fantastic Four actual theatrical movie, the bigger one, the Jessica Alba one.
Jessica Alba one, yeah.
They were cast better.
Yeah, well,
I have no casting issues.
You don't know
all
what
the
you
way around.
have until it's gone, right?
Jessica Alba's a good actress.
We could circle back to Klingons if you want to get back to Star Trek and talk about the absolute destruction of the Klingon.
They realized that they had made a mistake.
Discovery on,
Hey, head case is here. Hello to the real head case, my friend. Hello, I'm broadcasting with my pal Dave C. Sometimes we're streaming together doing comic books with JT. He's a friend of mine, and we're just talking about the Warner Brothers acquisition deal, among other things, in a free-ranging conversation with all of you guys. It's good to see everyone here. You know what? Wednesday stream, it was unexpected. Wednesday Admiral. Doomcock is awesome. He brings a lot of people to YouTube. And if I want to, I guess I could keep streaming, but I got stuff to do tomorrow. So because I just had nothing in me yesterday and I didn't want to be low energy Teag, like you don't want to be that guy.
That's been me lately, unfortunately. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I didn't feel it. I was like, and you know what? Nothing happened. And I love you guys, but like, why do I want to waste your time with a show that's just like trying to go somewhere? There's things to actually talk about this week. Like for instance, the discussion we had about Star Trek and Star Trek United or Enterprise, or how about this Tolkien thing with Kate Winslet? What the hell is going on?
I
She's
just
like
saw
10.
I
So
just
she
saw
might
that
be able to
today.
lose enough weight to be good looking. I'm being serious. Like
I don't
Kate
know.
Winslet is exactly 50. There's a shot she could be good looking again without using Ozempic. There might be a shot that we would be hot for Kate Winslet in this. I don't know. In the more recent pictures I saw, they were still kind of older. So who knows what happened? But seeing to me like there's a good shot for a good looking Kate Winslet. I wasn't afraid to see a movie with her. I don't know.
Well, Andy's supposed to be in it as well, and I don't.
Stop
I
making
mean,
them.
yeah, the idea of because of the other stuff, right? You're like, oh god, here we go again. Just give it a
Even
break
The
for a minute.
Hobbit,
Just give it a
it
break.
sucked.
Yeah, there was a lot of parts of that one I didn't like compared to the book, but
You know this guy.
this idea of the hunt for Gollum is interesting, but again, I mean, is it really? let's
No, I
find
meant
out.
our
Wait
pal
and
in
see.
chat. Look who's here. It's Mark D with the C, everybody.
Hey, Mark. Hey, what's up,
You know
man?
that you know this dude.
Well, Mark, he missed out on the UFO talk. We were just talking to UFO, dude. Mark is
Just
an
talking
expert.
UFO.
He's an UFO expert, dude.
He is a UFO expert. He's been kind enough to join us on on Friday and Saturday nights when he can to talk Star Trek. And I think everyone loves hearing his Star Trek point of view. He was like pretty much a cherished voice in the Star Trek community. So I'm glad to have him back adding his thoughts in our Star Trek show. Does it make the show longer? I'll get better at modding the show, right? I'm getting better. There's a learning curve for Admiral Teague. What do you think? Am I arcing towards a better host, Dave? The answer is yes. How am I doing? Am I arcing towards a better host? Thank you. Dave does a great job when I tell him exactly what to say.
Yeah. No problems with that.
You know what?
Mark knows his Star Trek as well, right? So if you want to talk about UFO or even Red Dwarf, was it Red Dwarf?
You know what? I've managed to watch most of Red Dwarf, and what can I say? It was like I see Red Dwarf the same way Doomcock sees it, because there may have been an infiltration into the Xanadu mansion where somebody might have shared the movies with me. streaming wise. So I see him the same way. I'll just leave it at that. I love Red Dwarf, and it's fun to watch, and so I get to be in a little bit on the Red Dwarf humor. I haven't finished watching it, but my pal Northern English Bastard watches it, and also he's the reason why I watch Miami Vice. But the real reason I watch Miami Vice is that I wanted to collaborate with somebody, and I ended up liking the show and liking the collab. Because Northern English Bastard is great. Check out Mark D with the C, guys. His channel is fantastic. I don't know if I got his custom URL or the URL he usually uses, but that'll bring you to his channel. I just copied it just now, and it's an exact match. As I look, I could read that many characters at once. The Trek is read the last 4. Red Dwarf is quadruple A. They actually, if you want to have a segment called Red Dwarf did it first, time travel, better than a lot of other people, meeting a parallel version of yourself in parallel universe. The backwards day thing is just like one of the most prime comedies ever. It's so insane. He's just like, why do you look so unhappy, mate? He's like, I just found out what it means to pee here. It's like, what are you saying? It's like, I just went in the bathroom and had a strong jet of urine shoot inside of my body. You undrink beers. In parallel universe, they meet their their opposite selves, who are represented by 2 women. So they are the first people to gender swap the roles. It's just that the original characters are right there, and they're not undermined by the female characters. It's the female characters are their equal and opposites, right? They're just the female version of them with equivalent unflattering female traits, as well as some of the same bad male traits.
Yeah, definitely.
We could talk UFO all day on this channel. We really could. It's a fun show. I have a more ironic way of looking at it, but I want to redirect our conversation now to there was a show we liked called Batman Year One.
Right? No, I've got the UFO.
A show we liked.
Got the UFO.
Oh yeah. Oh, the UFO theme is awesome.
Man, Space 1999 had the best opening montage type thing ever. It's a spoiler alert actually, but it did so well you don't really catch on. It's like until
one
you watch the
season's
show.
better than the other.
Hmm?
In one season, it's better than the other. One season, it's just like a mashup of everything from the whole season in the beginning, and it's always the same. And in season 2, it's just that episode, right? Is
Yeah.
that the way it works, right? A lot of times, it's just a comprehensive everything that's happened.
No, they
And then,
do
like,
a quick montage of the whole episode with the theme
but then
music.
then a lot of episodes we get last episode, and we see a few action scenes, and then the graphic comes up again last episode, and we see another few, like an action scene. We see
Right.
Commander Koenig set the high table guy on fire with his phaser. They have the meanest fucking. What kind of fucking phasers? Like, they don't go for any non-lethal action.
I know
course
Mark
has
Mark
one.
has them. Don't
I
Mark?
busted Mark the other day during our Star Trek show. We side quested into Star Wars for a minute, and we were talking about Sleaze Baggio. And as the conversation matured, it came to my head, and I was like, Mark, are you currently digging around for Sleaze Baggio? And he's like, I am wondering where I kept that figure. So it was a great, and sometimes he has it right there at hand. So we get some great fan reveals. It's been a lot of fun reviewing Star Trek with Mark, but the phasers on Space 1999 are fucking hideous. They don't have a non-lethal option at all. They just purely set you on fire. Some episodes good, some episodes totally batshit and make no sense. But the one thing I would say that I hate is this new derivative New Trek idea they're trying to pass off as someone else's. Have you heard of what they're calling Star Trek Year One?
I've not. You mentioned it briefly a few minutes ago. I'm like, what? What's that?
Listen
No,
to
I
this
haven't heard anything
crazy
about
lie. Think about what Year One means. What was Batman Year One?
Yeah, but Star Trek Year One. So what? It's just an origin story for Kirk. Or
You're
what?
the comic lore guy. I'm going to
Well,
let you
it's going to
describe
be so
Year One
but,
of for comparison.
But Batman's a
Unpack for my
singularity, right?
audience.
You've only got one character until you
Do
meet
me a
the other
favor. It's like
characters.
it's a lot like 24. But do me a favor. Explain if you would, to my audience, Batman.
God, I haven't seen that in a while.
Batman's Year One version, or it's usually called Batman Beyond, right? Isn't Batman Beyond also a Batman Year One story because it's a new Batman?
No.
Both of those
no.
feed in,
That would
even
be
though they're different characters.
McGinnis. That would be McGinnis taking over.
He's a different Batman.
Bruce,
He's in his first year too. So the Batman Year One stories get drawn from both of those.
Yeah. No, that's a different. But I'm trying to figure out how you and Mark and all them could put together a Star Trek Year One without having to revisit Kirk again as an origin story, right? How would you do that? Year One of what?
I don't want to. No one wants to. No one cares.
Sir. It's compared to what?
You know what? Sir, we have to ask the President of the United States.
Sorry.
Sir, we have to ask the President of the United States. That's how important this is. Let's run this one all the way up to the top. Mr. President, what do you think of this idea?
Sir, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
Exactly. The future of Star Trek is not a show that's rooted in the past and the origins of Kirk and Spock. The book is closed on Kirk and Spock. We know and love them as Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner, and that's the end of the fucking story.
Well, the Pine Arc did that already, right? Did I miss something here?
You really don't want to hate Zachary Quinto or Chris Pine too much because we do think that they were not in on this. No one feels like Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto were in on the part of it where they sabotaged the franchise by having a bad faith version of Kirk and Spock. I think they're as surprised as you and I when the bad faith Kirk and Spock show up, don't you?
Well,
I don't think Chris Pine ever wanted to be part of that show. Well, the third movie's a weird.
I dropped out on Beyond after Beyond. I only really watched it.
So I don't recommend any of these movies, but if there's one that you're forced to watch, it's Beyond.
Forced to watch that one? No, I wouldn't do that to anybody in the chat. I wouldn't force them to watch that one. Unless you want to start a show.
Better. It's a million times better than either other movie by far. There are so many less problems with Beyond than that one. Starting with this, get this, it's not a J.J. Abrams movie.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to compare it to
it has some Richmond shit in there.
So much hate, yeah.
But the Khan one does justifiably get hate. The only reason the Khan story is any good is because they have a previous relationship with the villain who hates them for reasons that we easily understand whether you saw the episode or not. If you saw the episode That Much Better, Ricardo Montalban
It's
in a
Montalban.
career-defining,
You have to say
in
it
a
like that, Teag.
career-defining role. Ricardo Montalban.
Montalban.
In a career-defining role, Ricardo Montalban does a fantastic job and shocks us all. It's like the Fantasy Island guy is a
so
fucking great
good.
actor, right? The
So
Fantasy Island guy is a great actor. Remember that reaction when he walks in and he's like, oops, I
I'm
removed
taking
myself.
over, everybody.
No,
I'm taking
yeah,
over. I'm
not
pinking
yet.
the brain.
No, when the Wrath of Khan guy comes in and it's like it's the Fantasy Island dude, and he's like, I remember you. It's like, wait a minute, he's not like happy and welcome. It's like when he walks into that trailer and pulls off the mask, you're half expecting, my dear guests, welcome to City Alpha 5. I am Khan, your host. Right? It's like it's a totally different dude, and he's like, he walks.
I
over.
gotta rebuy that movie. I actually don't have that anymore.
I've
only got TMP because it was on Blu-ray and I rebought it.
One of the greatest lines in the whole movie is when he hears about Kirk's career moving on, and he's all angry, and he's like, Admiral, remember Khan's delivery here?
Admiral.
3 different ways. The first time in shock, the second time he's thinking, and the last time as I get my slip-ons, right? I gotta get my sandals on, or if I don't have my wet shoes on.
I got my slip-ons.
Yeah, I got my slide up.
Got my
Do they call them sliders? They have perfected the flip-flop type shoe for guys.
I got some Skechers.
These are like
slip-ons.
The thing is, they start to stink really bad, and you have to pour what do you call it? You have to pour vinegar on them to get rid of the smell. And
you wear them for like 2 years, throw them out.
That's another option.
Breeze the shit out of them, and then
it's about 2 years now. It's like, yeah,
you're done.
2 years, you walk 65 miles in your apartment, you will wear them out.
You need a super chat run for you so you can get some new slip-ons.
Some new sneakers. Let's see how the poll is doing. Speaking of people's thoughts, 21 votes. How would you erase New Trek? Ignore it. Finale episode 5%. No one cares how the story ends. Decanonize 52%. And everybody's liking the stream. I super appreciate it. The goal for the stream is 30 likes. Where are we now? We are up to 12. We're almost halfway there. Come on, guys. If you haven't liked the stream, or if you're coming through later, please help me out with a like. It really does help us. And I think we're far enough away from any speculation that will get us in trouble that we can take the speculation. Do not, please don't go gambling or anything like that with ideas that I give you. Like, definitely don't go to Vegas and do not take a bet out that the Jets are going to win or something like that. Just because I have a crisis every August. You know what I do every August? I go to the bank and I take out all the money I have, and also I cash advance everything I have, and I bet on the Jets to win every one of the 17 games. Now, to be fair, if they win 3, I still break even. The odds are that bad.
Because of the odds.
So yeah, I've managed not to advance myself by doing it, but no one else should do this.
No.
Do I have a second account where I bet on them to lose? I might have a second account where I bet on them to lose, but Admiral Teag would never bet against the Jets. What can I tell you? But please like, follow, and share. Hit the notification bell as we talk about Star Trek Year One. Is a cheap ploy to have Kelvin is out of the picture. It's New Trek Spock and New Trek Kirk from the TV show.
Well, I mean, that's all they've got left. Well, I mean, you can't call it Star Trek
It's a
and not do that.
Do you give a shit about
how
them?
else could you do it unless you specifically took a different character and make each character a Star Trek 1 type of thing, right? And then bounce from each character.
I think it'll just be like Mr. Riley and Scotty and Bones, and they're hoping Thomas Jane sells this turkey because he's got some gravitas, in which case your captain would be a lot bigger of an actor than your fucking doctor. I'm sorry, your doctor would be a much bigger actor than your fucking captain. I feel bad for Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane had the worst run of publicity ever. If your girlfriend goes out and flips her car over into somebody's fucking house and kills people and then dies herself, like, you're a scumbag in this world. How is that true? What did Thomas Jane do wrong except break up with her? It's not his fault. She got herself killed. It might be the car company's fault. I'm not saying it's hers either.
Well,
We don't know what
Star
happened.
Star Trek and car companies. Wow. I mean, how tragic was that, back then?
Hello to everybody. The 4K director's cut of Wrath of Khan is excellent. There's 2 now. In the final director's cut of Wrath of Khan, you can tell that it's a simulation on the screen in the Academy Kobayashi Maru scenario, and it fucks with the movie. It fucks with the movie too much. I did not like, as JT would say, I did not like when they did that with Star Trek. But yeah, New Trek Year 1 is the way to put it. New Trek Year 1 would be like Rebecca Romaine, Spock, Paul Wellesley as Kirk, new Hura, some kind of gay Sulu character, some kind of gay. Scotty will come out as gay. He already got Scotty there. We'll have Bones. He'll be Boner. Like, he'll be boning guys. And we'll have that happen. And like, we already have most of the cast in place. We got new Hura and new Spock. And I feel so bad for these actors. They thought they were signing up for like a 4-year Star Trek deal, and it gets dragged out this long. This is from like 2019. This chain of events started.
Well, I'm
this unrelated chain of events starts in 2019 when we see the Enterprise.
It's not a done deal just yet.
It's never happening. It's Alex Kurtzman announcing a fake project that has no funding, no backing, no scripts, and has never ever happened.
Listen, Admiral, sir, don't say that. Because look, dude, the stuff. I mean, the only way it's not going to happen is somebody actually wakes up and says, "My God, this is so bad. I'm not doing this." That's it. So that's the only way it's not happening, right?
Well, the new Trek 1 is not happening. The only way it would happen would be the people from Paramount would have to withdraw the "we don't want to see you" thing that they gave him.
Oh, outside any legal stuff.
They withdrew.
Yeah.
Legally, here's the thing. You might remember this. Remember baseball player Darryl Strawberry?
Absolutely. I'm old enough to remember how they won the World Series with him.
It was fucking awesome, right? So he's like a world famous cocaine addict and also like a world famous fucking criminal. So he gets busted and he has to do 3 years, but he can get out after 2. Darryl Strawberry chose to do the 3rd year so that he would have no probation, because that's why he kept getting sent back to prison. Because he kept fucking up on probation.
Well, he couldn't get off the yayo. He was still on the
right. He was pissing dirty. So he stays in jail so that there's no probation. Star Trek right now is the equivalent of that. Like, we have to get through this Kurtzman Trek so that there's no parole.
But they can't take. What? Okay.
Well, this comes down to something that you definitely hate.
Do a future poll. What's the over/under on that? This Star Trek 1 is going to happen? Yes or no?
It's never happening. I mean? I'm never taking the poll.
You're 0%.
I'm telling you right now.
You're 0%.
I'm 100% sure that it's never happening.
Okay.
I'm 100% sure.
100% it's not going to happen. 0% that it's going to happen.
0% that it happens. There is a less than 0%.
I'm going 50-50, man. I'm going to go 50-50.
It'll be a comic book. It'll be one of his gay comic books.
They can't help themselves. If they have the money and it passes any legality with all this switcheroos that's going on behind the scenes with Paramount and all this other kind of crap going on, I think they're going to try to push it all the way up until the end. I kind of agree with you, though.
They are going to push it till the end, but then he'll be gone. This is what's at risk here, Dave. Listen to this. This is our stakes. He's going to try to tank Star Trek, right? The thing is, once he's gone, and these are some of the most forgettable TV shows ever. If they wait him out, one, he doesn't get $140 million, and you got to feel good about that right there. But 2,
the money. With no money, that's definitely on your side.
But 2, if we wait him out, JT is here. Hello, sir. Mark D with the C. My origami chicken came out extra blackened this evening. Tilly would have hated it. Tilly hates mac and cheese.
It right up.
I think she just eats emergency rations all day. She hates everything anyway. Like, why eat anything good? But
so your prediction is 0% not happening. 100%.
The show is Alex Kurtzman pipe dream and a fucking what they call a trial balloon and try to get excitement going. The other show they're trying to say is, do you really want to miss out on Star Trek Legacy with Jerry Ryan and Michelle Hurd as a lesbian couple in charge of a starship? And I'm like, that show's called Gay Lost in Space.
Yeah, who
That
cares?
show's
I don't
called
care.
Gay Lawson's. I don't care.
I'm not watching it.
And all the future of Star Trek is not any past character. The future of Star Trek is this. So say we all. And you know what?
Well,
if
you
you
saw
believe
what they
it, if you
saw
if you
what they
believe this, go ahead.
What's up? No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Here's my thought. This is my future of Star Trek. You tell me what you think. We don't address any of the movies from TNG, just the TOS movies. We address TNG, the show happened. That's canonical. The TNG movies, we ignore all of that, except that there's a nexus and it got Kirk and Picard. We ignore everything else. We never saw them again. Okay. We ignore everything else. There's still a Romulus. All that stuff is undone. In the future, the first episode of our new Star Trek show, if it's not Enterprise, season 5, if we get a movie where it happens, what happens is the Stardate is 20 years past the contemporary part of All Good Things, the part that happens in their own timeline, where he plays cards with them. It's 25 to 35 years past that. Like the amount of real time that's gone by. When did they end? 94. So it's 33 years, 32 years after the end of that mission. And we get our own crew. The Stardate lines up. And at the very end of our movie, we get a transmission from the Federation. This is Commander of Operations, United Federation of Planets, Admiral Teag. The great Federation hero and Admiral Jean-Luc Picard passed away today, peacefully in his sleep on his vineyard in Lavar, France. All Federation ships will run with their running lights at half luminosity, and all Federation flags are to be flown at half mast. There will be a 5-day period of mourning for one of the greatest politicians, diplomats, and Starfleet captains in our history. This ends this transmission. And that would be how we put it, so we undo everything. We forget about his terrible TNG movies. We forget about First Contact. We forget about we mostly forget about Generations. We leave it to Kirk and Picard were lost in separate accidents and just leave it at that. We don't have to say anything else. And that's good enough, by the way. That gets the body out of play so that no one, I still think Kurtzman could conjure up, what do you think of this? A female villain who's made from DNA taken from Kirk and Picard's bodies, mixed together.
All right.
When they tried the first clone, it was male and it was too toxic. It became a fucking serial killer and they had to kill it. What do you think of that? The first clone was too toxic. So what they did in the second try was they made a female
one, but you have to make the female one, but you have to use men clone. I mean, men DNA.
Male
right?
DNA. Well, no,
male DNA.
You alternate a little bit. They alternate with what do you call it? With Una's DNA to fuck it up and wrap it up with one of their characters, with Ortega's DNA. And that's how they make it into a woman. Fine excuse for a woman. Wow, a lot of people watching now. Hit those like and follows. I'd love to get the 30 likes. I need your help to get the Star Trek message out. So anyway, we get our Star Trek story to the point where in our world, we don't want J.J. Abrams. We don't want J.J. Abrams or Alex Kurtzman to have any rights to go forward making their own version of Star Trek. No one needs Alex Kurtzman's Star Trek out there competing. If we get through this year, the rumor is this. Not only do we get rid of him with no buyout, and fuck him getting $140 million. I don't want it. It offends me as a human being that he, of all people, Gene Roddenberry deserved $140 million. Alex Kurtzman? Get the fuck out of here. But Rod Roddenberry yesterday said Star Trek will get better with new leadership. It would seem set in stone that he doesn't want any part of this. And without his blessing, it's more abound than doomed. It's been more abound than doomed for a long time. Star Trek Year One's never happening. Star Trek Legacy, no one wants it. It's never happening. Goodbye, Jonathan Frakes. You sucked as a director at the end. As Lord High Admiral, I order you to show us more Hoshi Sato, Admiral Teag. You know what? Your wish is my command. Why shouldn't the fans see Hoshi?
Incoming transmission.
Welcome to Saving Star Trek, a show talking about one of my favorite shows, Enterprise. I am Linda Park. I play Hoshi Sato and also Empress Sato. So enjoy this show. I love that it's finding a whole new life on the streaming services. And you better hit that like button or Empress Sato will not be happy. I mean, she could make a storm happen. and she could really make your life hard. Anyways, enjoy the show, hit that like button, and thank you for being a fan of Enterprise.
What was so cool was when the Enterprise writer showed up in our chat. Once we knew it was him, I was like, there's someone here who's been waiting to say hello to you, and I played that.
Nice.
You know what? You got to lead with your strongest hands, right? You got to lead when you're playing baseball. You put up, the guy is going to get on base first, right? You put up your best hitter. So you know what? I just led with my strongest suit. I'm like, I have a Linda Park greeting. He knows her. So I just put that up there, and he was like, immediately, he was like, Linda rocks. And she does. We love Linda Park. I'd love to see her come back. And I didn't know that she had been in a relationship with Venom, Tom Hardy.
Oh,
it was a long time ago now. It was 04, if I have it right, it's 04 to 08 or 04 to 10, something like that. It's a long time ago now, but I didn't know that. Linda Park is a great actress, and we can't wait to have her back for Star Trek. I can't wait to get a new opening for the original series. Hey, I was going to ask about this. This is one of the notes I have is Kyle Cullen. Like right here, I'll show it to you. I can prove this one. I have been wondering where Kyle was. I guess he's been busy, but there's two people who have been missing. Look at that. There it is. I want to send one out to Kyle Cullen, who I haven't seen in a while. Welcome and thank you for the $4 super chat. Nice. You're allowed to like First Contact. It is a fan-made movie. I really like that I got to see you. I've been wondering about you, and I was a little worried about you. There were two fans missing in action. Obi-2, Wrath of Kenobi. Everything's going great for him, and he's engaged the love of his life. He may have even had the marriage of his dreams already. So our best wishes go out to him. And we got Kyle Cullen here in our corner. Everybody give Kyle a thumbs up. He's the greatest. He usually comes through later, but we got him now. And this is work. I'm going to find out what time I got to be at work tomorrow. What time does Massa want me at the plantation? All right. We might go a little late tonight. Things are going well. I don't know what time my show will be tomorrow, though. We're gonna have a start time plan for 10 o'clock, and we're gonna go on when I get home. I have a Gojira question for Dave.
Jeez, Buddy Hepburn, help me out with this one.
Average size Gojira managed to fill a bridge of the Athena with a stool.
Average size?
How many people?
Now, what class is the?
Are we assuming it's a maximum size turd, right, Dave?
Well, yeah, he said average size, but the Athena's help me out with this one. How large would to the original NC 1701 would it be?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's the Athena's like the NCC 1701 would probably fit the entire thing. But if the entire original Enterprise would probably hover above the middle of the saucer section, the part that's just a black bead in the middle on Starfleet Academy, it would probably be hover above that. Their ship's ridiculously
well, that bridge is huge, right?
And so now there's nothing on it. They don't even have enough money to put exocomps in the background.
It's ridiculously huge from what I understand following you guys on Saturday night. So I would say half, JT, half.
No, I think it could probably fill it because if Godzilla had a really big meal, let's say it grabbed the whole subway car and like
are you a thing of Pringles? Are you eating Taco Bell and coffee, or are you eating Panda
Let's
Express
say Godzilla.
Which one?
The first thing he does. Here's what happens. Here's the sequence of events. Godzilla wakes up in the morning. He comes striding out of the ocean into Osaka Harbor or whatever, Yamamoto Harbor, whatever it might be. He attacks the military. He rips the tension wires down, and he grabs a train, and he takes like 4 train cars, like a cylinder of Pringles. He gets like 8,000 people. Okay. He gets like 8,000 people in like the first minute of the movie. They're trying to fry him up with the fry beams and the electric beams on the laser trucks that never have worked. They've been in every Godzilla movie since day one. They have never done anything except made more Godzillas in the Godzilla Rebirth of Godzilla 3.
I would say Shin Godzilla is definitely filling that up almost all the way. -1, definitely 3/4 or more. Maybe my old school 74, maybe just about a third. Movie. Maybe about a third.
About a turd. Well, this discussion is about a turd. I believe that then if Godzilla were to attack a coffee factory, He would then have sufficient, if he ate like, say, 4 metric tons of coffee, he would then, first of all, his breath, whoa, like he'd have a second dimension to his death breath. But he would then be able to fill the Enterprise completely, every inch of it,
I'm
with
going
feces.
with the South Park episode with the Tom Cruise, right? And he eats the biggest turd in the world.
South Park episode where we find out that Bono's superpower is that he's actually a piece of human shit.
That's right. Sorry, I'm mixing up it's Bono. Yeah, Bono. Thank you for the correction. I should have known
Bono. It's Bono.
Bono. I should have known that one. Yeah,
Damn it, son! Know your Star Trek law.
Yeah.
The new ship is like city sized. The new ship lands on Earth and takes off with no. By the way, there's no takeoff or landing sequence. It's up to you. Is it nighttime or are they in space?
Well, all the lens flares, I can't tell, right? I know it's humongous, but godly.
JJ's original idea shows how young he was and how inexperienced he was at the time to think that the future was so optimistic he could show it off with refracted light and apologize and say it shouldn't be done. And Kurtzman doesn't take the hint. He keeps doubling down on the refracted light. It's sort of ridiculous. Well, I personally have come to hate it.
Yeah, your Saturday show, you guys talked about it a few times, the bridge, right?
JT likes the 4 metric tons of coffee. That's worth like $40 million. I was at you know what? I saw the coolest thing, the weirdest thing today. A series of crimes that can only be seen to believe. I saw a guy filling up his car. What happened was this: there was a mugging right in front of me. A guy took like $500 off someone. He would then carjacked someone. He took the car to the gas station. And he then used the money he got, and he got a quarter tank of gas by putting all the money in there. He then drove to the middle of Brooklyn, from what I heard. This is what was on News One. And he sold the gas and trashed the car. And he used the money to buy 4 packages of coffee.
That sounds like Florida man. I would guess.
The thing is, Mam Dammy's after him right now. He wants 20% of the coffee to be distributed to everyone. So I can't wait for I'm going to get my tariff check, and I'm going to get my Mam Dammy coffee. Fucking thank you, Mayor Zero. I'm not going to be able to monetize yet another stream, right, guys? Taco Bell Mexican pizzas will still do that to a kaiju. You know what? It's not pizza. It's a pizza-like food. I live in New York City. I get real pizza, and I'm so lucky. I am so lucky to be able to eat real pizza on a regular basis. Do I spend too much money on pizza? Thank God it's economical, but the price is going up. The one thing I will do is I won't order a pizza. I'll take it on the chin and go hungry or eat bad garbage if I don't have enough money to give the pizza guy a $5 tip or more. Yeah. It's unconscionable, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, a lot of people out there as we got stuff going. I think at 8:30 we'll probably call it, but we have DC out there too, waiting in the woods, and I'm sure everyone wants to do that. And I want to get over there and see my friend Sean Carter, who's a pal of mine, as I affirm to my employer that I will indeed go to work tomorrow.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah, you damn well better feel lucky, sir. Someone has to work hard at hardly working, doing nothing for like 10 hours tomorrow. The way I'm looking at this now, though, we could go either way. Admiral Teag might need a cab. Tomorrow night's show is scheduled for 10 p.m. We're on at 10 p.m. anyway. If I'm home at 9:30, we'll just go on at 9:30. I don't care. This is not about anything except us registering our disagreement with New Trek. We welcome all of you to join us on Thursday night when we will get into the nitty gritty of how terrible New Trek is. And we owe it to you. Okay. If a kaiju filled that up, we could all shout leading opportunity. See what I did there with JT's comment?
Yeah.
Talk about going a long way around. Admiral Teague is one of the best euphemism wordplay guys on YouTube. I can talk about any topic without getting in too much trouble. For instance, sometimes talk about Swish House, and YouTube doesn't get it, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. And also, like in Yellowstone in 1923 and 1883, there's a lot of factions of Native Americans, right?
Yeah.
So what makes more sense is I use the term guardian. There's no negative connotation to it. The Cleveland Guardians prove that that's fine, and it's established in our society is okay. And I like to use the term guardian because if one is outright evil, if I use the traditional terms for it and I say he's an evil, you know what, all of a sudden the AI might not understand. But when Admiral Teague says this guardian's evil, well, you know what? They could be saying like, oh, he's talking about, Rick Wild Thing Vaughn, and I'll be okay. But like, I can't say like, unless I remember the character name. It also can't tell sci-fi from real life sometimes, which is why sometimes you get frequent disclaimers. The thing is, as boring as this is, guys, I would say this. I thank you for going with it and for getting in on the joke. Basically, if you saw Private Parts, I do blank-a-doodle-doo with everything. And you know what? It turns out blank-a-doodle-doo is funnier than cock-a-doodle-doo. Howard Stern ain't been funny in 25 years since he was on regular radio and was constrained by a set of rules. There are no rules here, but I try to enforce them to a degree, because we have an expert pundit. The show's an hour longer for a while till I refine it back down to 3.5 and finally 3 hours. But the learning curve's underway. I think the last show was only 3 hours and 57 minutes. We peaked at 5 hours. Although with this being the Catharsis show, there's a very high chance that everybody ends up going just absolutely bananas. And what could happen is there's a good chance that this show will not end until the Saturday show starts.
Yeah, well, I mean,
go right into the Enterprise.
Speaking of AMC, did you know there was a new Dracula movie out?
Not only did I know there was a new Dracula movie, there's a Dracula movie that we have to Google it right now to see what's going on with it. But I want to see the pictures of.
Christopher Waltz is in it, and it's directed by Luc Besson.
Yes, it's a movie, right?
JT Kirk's favorite character, Ruby Rot, directed that one.
He's a good director.
Ruby Rot. Corbin, my man.
I got it. I want to see the images.
Kooky, I didn't even know this
Cynthia
was
Erivo. Kooky Cynthia Erivo is playing Dracula. But I think the best way to put this is Cynthia Erivo is Dracula.
Who's that? I'm looking at.
She's Wicked, the chick with the septum ring.
Nah, I don't see that in the cast.
She's not in that cast. Cynthia Erivo has her own West End of London production as Dracula.
Oh, I'm talking about in the movie
character. Look at this, folks.
Wow.
Cynthia, Real Head Case says Teag's a baller. Don't let him fool you. Yeah, I'm not going all night though. Thank you though. I appreciate that compliment. I am a baller, right? So, I don't know. Breaking Baz is a Baz Luhrmann thing. I don't want to get too into it. I don't care that much.
Who cares?
I do not think this is the costume. This is her like last year costume. When we see the costumes from this one, I really want to know what Cynthia Erivo is Dracula looks like. Apparently, she plays every single character.
What?
It's a one-woman play. When I say Cynthia Erivo is Dracula, I mean the book. She's okay. Jonathan Harker. She's Mina. She is every. She's
no Mina.
She is no Mina. She's not kind of either, but she is no Mina. I can't get rid. This picture sucks. It sucks that I can't get a good picture for you, but there's so much clickbait out there. There's something of her and something of a costume. It looks like this is the Dracula costume. No, people are just reusing last year's Oscar photo. When there's a picture that I believe in that I can use, I'll show you on the split screen as best I can. I don't know whether or not to believe in the largest picture. I'm not endorsing it. I like to give misinformation on my show. I'm going to take your comments down just for a moment. This is the best, as best as we can tell. This seems to be Wicked related. So Cynthia Erivo is Dracula. Here's the image that a lot of people are associating with it. Here she is in the Wicked role. And here's another Dracula.
Wait, did they
wow, that's
click
an
on
interesting.
That one. Click on one with the green face one. Go back.
Yeah, I will in a second, but I just want to say this visualization here.
Ooh, wow.
The stagecraft could save this. I'm not like Cynthia, like Dracula might be Cynthia Erivo proof. It's a great fucking story. She's a fucking idiot though. Okay, so here's the one. This is Wicked.
Yeah.
I don't know what
okay.
The goofy thing is.
Yeah.
Is that what happens before she turns wicked?
No. That particular picture on the right is from Dracula. The one.
Wow. So
Gary Oldman.
So maybe Dracula. That's the Act 1 outfit. Yeah, I heard the Gary Oldman and Dracula is the feeder movie into this. That's more than anything else. But the thing is, the book should be more than anything else. And I hear that one is the closest to the movie, at least the version of the book I read when I was a kid. Because you got to keep that book away from children.
Oh, let's not go there. Look, are you going to get me?
But
Going.
Cynthia Erivo, there you go. Cynthia Erivo will be Dracula.
It'll
coming.
probably do well. It'll probably do well.
It's playing
Stage
already.
production.
It's in previews now at the Delafront Macintosh Theaters, Noel Coward Theater. At the Noel Coward Theater. You know, when I have my movie debut, can I be in something other than the Cowards Theater? Can I be in the Mel Gibson Braveheart Theater? Admiral Teague Star
Fighting
Trek.
around the world.
Admiral Teague saving
That's an
Star
inside
Trek
joke.
in the Mel Gibson Braveheart Theater. I didn't quite get the joke. Is this her as Dracula? I don't know. She kind of dresses like Dracula on a regular day.
Well, I mean, I might even go see this on a Tuesday afternoon. It's Christopher Waltz with Luc
You have
Besson
to
directing.
go to London. No, she's in a different Dracula.
No, I know. I'm talking about I might go see the other one. I'm not going to
The
go
movie
see
Dracula.
The movie
Dracula
that I
seems well worth seeing.
Didn't even know it was out, man.
And hey, someone joined the channel while we're live. I want to thank whoever it was. Come forward and be recognized so I can congratulate you on your wonderful decision. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member. We're at 3229. I would love to get to 3230. 3231 would be even better. 5,000 is the goal for June. We're getting close, but I've given myself more time and also twice the amount of the Alberta Signature Drive, where they need 1,700, I believe, and they can't get it. Way to go, Alberta independence. No trade deal, no currency, no access to the sea. Yeah, that's going to work out. That's going to work out. Don't come crawling to us when you're broke and you have to go to the First Nations for food. The Dracula thing with her is real, says the Real Head Case. It's already happened, and she got an award for it already.
Oh, of
Look,
course.
she was going to get an award no matter what. You can buy those. The thing is, if she did put on a credible one-woman Dracula, I won't argue her talent. I just don't find her pleasant. And we can have.
She might have done a good job. I don't know.
You know what? It's
Who
not
knows?
a good analogy because the Pantera guys would be a pisser to hang out with, and they're friends with Zach Wilde. Hello, Desert Coliseum. This is not a Judas Priest chat, but we can. Yeah, it can be. Because you're the green man, Alicia, with the two-prong crown. The two-prong crown. Did you know that's
I
a
want to go
Fleetwood
with
Mac
Painkiller on this one.
Did you know that that's a Fleetwood Mac song?
No.
Isn't that a shocker? And the live version's the way to go because he doesn't have the acapella screaming in the studio version. That unless you got him doing the acapella screaming in Green Manalishi, it's not the song. You know, it's not the best version.
Well,
and man, are they ever good in fucking what is it? Live in
Grinder.
Japan?
Dun, dun,
That's another great Judas Priest song. But no, we appreciate Judas Priest here, but this is not per se a Judas Priest stream. We're talking about Cynthia Erivo. If Real Headcase, if you can find a verified picture of her in the Dracula costume that she wears, send it to me, and I'd like to put it on screen. If anyone has it, I would love to see it.
Oh, well, you can recommend recommend a rock and roll show for somebody for Desert there.
Yeah. And you know what? I've been very lucky this week. I had a crazy day at work. I fucked up for the first time at my job. I was late.
What?
Yeah, I've been working there 4 years.
I think you're good.
I was still terrified and apologetic. Not only when I saw what the time card was, my supervisor and my boss signed off on this. So it's fine. They put me in as on time.
Nice.
There's no record of it.
Once in 4 years, I think you're good, Drew. I think you're good.
I must come here to talk trash about Dave Mustaine. Dave Mustaine was not a very good lyricist. Dave Mustaine probably should have gotten a little more help on the guitar and done a little more of the singing because he really could sing when he did sing. On the first Nativity in Black Sabbath collection of other artists doing their stuff, although the best version is Ministry with Trent Reznor doing Into the Void. It's called 1,000 Homo DJs. Honorable mention to Dave Mustaine and Megadeth doing Never Say Die, an exact cover. I thought that Ozzy Osbourne did it with All Star Band because the solo's wild. You can tell it's not Tony. But I was sure it was Ozzy Osbourne. He sounded just like Ozzy Osbourne. But go ahead, and it's good to see you, Desert Coliseum. Welcome to the show. We're just talking about some of the things going on. This new Trek Year One thing is Alex Kurtzman's nonsense. He's not allowed to make anything, guys, but he's allowed to make all the false announcements he wants. He's also going to announce a hardcore graphic porn show with Raffi and fucking Seven. It'll be like 115 years of sexy in bed. No one wants to.
Doesn't it concern you that they're also, which I haven't seen it, Strange New Worlds, are trying to tie in a lot of it? And isn't that you switched over?
They're going to make Sulu and Bones gay, I'm sure. Yeah. Oh, I have the Marco Rubio avatar now because he's because they put him in charge of everything. I just it's not really even a political statement. He became a meme. The meme was funny. It was like Marco Rubio finds out this and Marco Rubio finds out that. So
it's
we
great.
see if I can find the original meme. This is the second version of the Marco. Here's the original Marco Rubio avatar where he finds out it's the White House picture where they find where it's like they find out that for whatever the thing was, there wasn't a very good contingency plan. He's like, well, I'm not in charge of it. And everyone was like, there was like a conspicuous silence and the entire room looked at him and he's like, oh fuck, I am.
I love that meme, dude. It's great.
Well, I mean,
they just put him in every kind of role, any kind of leadership role you can think of. They just put him in the uniform or whatever it is.
Yeah, and I just want to say right now, I'd prefer to have him as our next president than JD Weirdo Vance. Sorry, political statement from here. Here's why I think so. The Cuban Empire has taken a huge hit.
We want him as the next Cleon because we're done with.
I want him as the next Enterprise, the next captain of a ship. Let's not call the ship the Enterprise this time. Let's give it a good Star Trek name, but let's not call it the Enterprise. Let's not call it the Dorito, like on Lower.
Did you heard it here first, folks? It's not happening.
Yeah, let's call it the Constellation. Star Trek Year One, New Trek Year One's a joke that's not happening. It's a joke that's not happening.
Oh, you got a DM picture.
Ed Case did it. Yeah, I got a picture.
He sent it.
He sent it. He's the
man. Can you excuse me for just a minute, Teag?
Yeah,
I will be back in just a minute.
Here we got it. Whoa, Dave, you're going to see this in a second when you come back. Whoa, Cynthia Erivo is Dracula. Look at that. I think that might be the final act look there or that might be up front, but that's a functional.
She physically fits the profile. She wears her nails like 8 inches out anyway during the day.
How does she wipe?
It's all performative crap for her herself wherever they go anyway.
But I mean, how does she wipe herself when she defecates? I mean, is it like Prince Akeem from Coming to America? It's like, wipe us, like. And by the way, I wouldn't want to fight Cynthia Erivo. I believe I would win, but she could break most of my fucking face while I kicked her ass. If she gets in a lucky shot, she's got some guns. How tall is she? But
she's 6 foot, isn't she?
It's gonna be a good fight.
I wouldn't say that because
she's also like
sitting
30.
next to what's her name, who's only what
Ariana Grande is like 5'5" or something.
Yeah, so I'll take that back.
Relatively tall for women. All right, so
well, she's always wearing she's probably wearing platforms all the time too. Who knows?
If you need to excuse yourself, I got your reaction, so I'm just going to go and let me know when you get back. Say hi. So here's the deal. We have Cynthia Erivo. It looks to me as though the stagecraft on this is 0. And what they're going for is we got photographs of her in the different roles. And Cynthia Erivo, depending upon which role she's in, has a different affectation of the same costume. She may throw on the cloak, it seems, for Dracula. She may peel it off and have this outfit on the right for being Nina or Jonathan, something like that. Then while she's affectating characters or changing costume or walking off stage and just holding out her arms and being vested, and you can see how easily it could work. She basically has Steven Tyler's vampire jacket here. You can see how it could work, and I'll have your comments back up in a moment. Looks like Tilly stole all the mac and cheese from her plate. She's kind of buff for a chick. I mean, I'm not saying like she's sexy or nothing like that, but Linda Hamilton had arms on the same magnitude and wasn't unsexy in the least. So it doesn't really bother me. But and Cynthia Erivo, like if she wasn't so repulsive and had some hair, and I mean repulsive personality wise, and had some hair, who knows? But she's got the septum ring and she has like the weird personality complex. But right now what I'm seeing is it looks like they're segueing one character into another with photographic dissolves. Her as just like premium Warner Brothers Dracula. I think I hear Dave C back.
Yes,
Dave
I'm
C's
back.
about to return. Dave C, look, we got 3 images. Her in front, she's doing the emoting, and that's her acting, right? So that might be working. We don't know. We're not there. We can't judge it live. So we're going to give her the benefit of the doubt. We're not mean critics. We think she sucks in other stuff. We don't like her personality. Her work has been highly praised. I'm not a critic qualified to really rate Wicked. I think Wicked for good probably is a piece of shit. I'll say that. But I won't rate Wicked. I'm not a playwright, and whatever. I didn't see it, but it looks to me like if she has any talent, and people seem to think she does, this is a crazy idea. It's a stupid idea, but if you want your woke female Dracula, okay, you got it. It looks like what happens is when she speaks as Dracula, we have her as the classic WB Warner Brothers Bela Lugosi kind of Dracula there, and she pulled out the septum ring for that look. It looks. What do you think of that look for her as she maybe goes through that style Dracula? It might work.
Yeah, I mean, if you want it for a stage play, I guess the production value is going to make it.
You walk in knowing it's
right?
going to be batshit, which like for a Dracula play, really, whatever.
I don't know what you're going to get when you get.
I would rather if
this, right?
If I want to see her, and by the way, she's married to a dude. Did you know that?
No,
isn't that hard to believe?
I didn't bother to check.
By the way, as far as vampire stories go, I would rather see Rob Halford perform Love Bites by Judas Priest than have to sit through this fucking play. But like people, actually, Dave C and I would totally go see this play if people want to crowdsource our trip to London. We could find other stuff to do. We go to the Tower of London, have a good time, maybe meet some people who aren't trying to kill us. But like, so then superimposed behind that, it seems to be could that perhaps be the Mina character, like blonde-haired her in the back?
I'm trying to figure. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who the third.
It could be one of Dracula's harpies. It could be one. It could be Mina Harker, and it could be Mina's friend Lucy. It could be any female character.
Yeah, I have no clue on that.
Gypsy.
I mean, the obviously the middle one, the Bela Lugosi one is. You nailed that one. That's obviously an homage.
That's classic Bell, and good on the stagecraft people. You know what? When you put this idea together and you ended up with your backers only wanting Cynthia Erivo, there might just be a fucking bummed out playwright somewhere who has to pretend he loves this. We don't know.
Well, we don't
know.
You're gonna
Look,
get
this asshole commands money that will float 100 nights of a play. It's going to get a first run.
Oh yeah, sure. It's gonna come to rave reviews.
Comments
We're going to rave reviews. Don't worry about it. It'll be good.
At least they gave her the widow's peak instead of ball the whole time. I like what they did with her as Bella. I mean, if we're not paying too much money, and let's face it, it's probably a $300 ticket. But if we're not paying too much money, like Dave and I'll go see the Rolling Stones first, right? Am I right?
Yeah, definitely.
With that fucking money, or even something lame like it's not even so cool, but like Def Leppard and Motley Crue, like fake crew. Like I'd rather sit through that than this. At least I know I'll hear a couple of songs I like. And I know that for 25 seconds at the beginning of Dr. Feelgood, Vince won't sing and mess up the song.
Oh man.
That is the best 20 seconds of Motley Crue. And it's just them pounding one note.
Yeah. Same old situation.
That's a great song too. There's a few good Motley Crue songs. You know what? You have to have a soft. I didn't like them at the time because I was so into Black Sabbath. I thought that they were killing the whole Sabbath thing, and I was very into Ozzy. But now I can look back and say there's a lot of good Motley Crue songs.
Yeah, some of those older Wild ones were great.
I think we got to analogize them. That's a great song. About getting a blowjob in an elevator. You know what? I think I would need more than 10 seconds. Yeah, even in the elevator,
well,
I don't know
you've
where
only got the time for
the Admiral Teag version of the song's called 20 Minutes to Love. Okay. I would like to at least be able to hold out and enjoy that, but whatever. As we're saying, like, so for the play here with Cynthia Erivo, the people who did the stagecraft, there's nothing. The photocraft, I'm willing to give that like an A. I don't know about an A+. There seems to be another character segueing in it as well.
I'd have to
so
see
really
more,
fucking busy. It's really busy. It's really, really visually busy. It's a visual pileup.
Well, I think they have to do that to ensure like if anything else isn't going well, you've got that at least, that visual distraction, right? You can't just
it's engaging.
You have to be
get off stage and
hell of an actor to pull off a one-person stage show without a lot of good visuals, I would
The
think.
poll is up to 26 votes, and let's see, 35% of our audience says ignore New Trek. Decanonize is 54%, and 4% is finale episode. No one wants it because they know that they're not going to give us a closed ending. They're going to be begging for a sequel no matter what, because these people can't end a story anyway.
Because
And they've
that's
been
why they're trying
spiteful
to
for a
drag out
while.
to year one.
Year one is such a stupid and spiteful idea. We're going to retread this. Like, where do we go with Arena? We've already fought the Gorn like a million times to the point that they're a boring chest burster species that how they have technology, we can never tell. How does that chest burster species have technology in New Trek? They suck. They suck. You know what?
They're going to go back
into
with the Gorn, and if they don't come back and make the Gorn some kick-ass, bring back like the old Klingon, how are they going to even bring back the Gorn? I mean, what are they going to do?
They did bring back Gorn and they suck. But let me address Headcase's comment. You could get in on this one. So the real Headcase says, Alice Cooper, Be My Frankenstein. Good song. Here's the deal. Alice Cooper was a band. That greatest hit, Alice Cooper's greatest hit. That's a great album with all great songs on it that get redone all the time. Afterwards, a hit here and there, Man Behind the Mask and Poison are the two biggest. That's like 40 years. The first 5 years, he had like 15 hits. Alice Cooper, when I saw him live, was the weirdest concert I ever saw. It was terrible, mid, and awesome. What do I mean? The opening act was him.
Stage show.
At the opening, his stage show, he had a guy in a Frankenstein outfit that was 15 feet tall. He did have like a lot of like Gwar-like elements, but not too many. It was kind of theatrical and like it was Rocky Horror level camp. He hadn't leveled up his game, right? So like he could. The thing I noticed is as a musician, his bass player and guitar player were not in tune. So the music's a mess. And so I'm sitting there being annoyed by it. That ends. The next band up is Judas Priest with Halford, but no Glenn Tipton and KK only. That show was still pretty good. The thing is, Rob can't sing anymore. So now I get
they're all just getting
got
too
nothing
old,
left.
dude. They're all just
oh
too
my
old.
God. You know what?
It's
Is it me or does Vince Neil look like the Bumble from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
That was a couple of years ago when friends were like, "Hey, you want to go see him?" And I was like, "Vince Neil," and somebody sent a picture of him, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not paying $150. Well, he needs to go get a Stairmaster." I'm like,
well, I don't
Vince.
care if he's out of shape he could sing. I would see Hart as well.
Well, his voice was great, but his voice was still not. I mean, these guys are just getting too old.
I think his voice is better now that he doesn't have to do quite as much singing, and also I think his voice is better because the thing is the amount of work he has to do is down by like half because the Motley Crue Corporation breaking up spared Motley Crue a lot of problems. But here we go. Doesn't this kind of look like Vince Neil? Right? And like he spends most of the show holding the mic out and letting the audience sing the lyrics. So I don't know if I really fully appreciate Vince Neil as an impresario anymore, but you know what? But a good night of songs, I suppose. He's kind of fun.
You go for the old songs and nostalgia. That's why you go, right?
Well, the good news for them is go ahead.
I wasn't gonna pay. This is a few years ago. The ticket prices were just like ridiculous, and I was like, people were riding on him. This is a while ago. And they were riding on him because when you say you don't care about what he looks like, but I mean, he was like,
his performance was terrible too, though.
Yeah, the performance was terrible on top of it.
They managed to fix his performance because he was singing twice as much as we thought. What was really going on is, that Vince Neil band that we almost never heard about? He was playing in the same cities the same night as Vince Neil playing the same set. He was really annoying to Motley Crue. And the rest of the Motley Crue guys hated it. But what had to happen was Vince had to get the Motley Crue Corporation to the point where it could be declared over. And the Motley Crue Corporation was retired. Remember that year where Motley Crue broke up and was never going to do anything ever again? It was over for Motley Crue forever when we got that movie with Sebastian Stan and his prosthetic penis. and has the conversation with it about his life. And the movie's a little better than we thought. But Motley Crue breaks up forever after a final tour where they just rip us all for money. Motley Crue is back. It's a fake Motley Crue. It's just Tommy Lee and Vince, and it's Tommy Lee, Vince Neil. Is it Tommy Lee, or is it just
Mick Mars isn't in it? He's not
just
in the group
Mick
anymore.
Mars.
He retired.
No, Mick Mars is gone. It's Mick Mars is gone. I don't know about Tommy Lee. I don't know. Vince Neil is still there. The songwriter Nikki Sixx is the bass player. He's still there. I don't know what the deal is. They may have a different guitar player, or they may have two guitar players, and I don't know who's playing drums. But the thing is this: Motley Crue's out there making money. Vince Neil was able to do 20 years with the Motley Crue Corporation and retire it and give the money that it makes to most of the children he fathered out of wedlock that he had to be sued to pay for. So all these mandated judgments start aging out. Just think about it. They've been around for like 30 years and judgments last 20. So in his first 10 big years of fame, like Vince Neil's oldest kid that like he shouldn't have had is now like 43 and doesn't talk to him, I'm sure. But like Vince Neil paid off his child support, and that's why he was doing in most states, and in I think his judgment, you don't pay taxes on overtime, and now the big beautiful act means no one pays taxes on overtime, but you don't pay taxes on your second job. So by going out there as Vince Neil, he had an income stream that he could just pay off because he would have gone to jail for palimony. He had like 12 illegitimate kids. Remember, he was a fucking total dick about that.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm trying to remember an old story with didn't he how should I say, wasn't he involved with another lead singer? Was it Saigon Kick?
Hanoi Rocks. The
Hanoi Rocks
killed.
Was it?
And
then because he was the passenger, and then he went out and got in trouble again for doing something like that.
I'll do that story
again.
I know exactly what happened with that one. I read Nikki Sixx's book, so I got two accounts, and I read some of the legal papers. But to finish my story, so Judas Priest is mid. The third act of the night was Black Sabbath, but they weren't allowed to be called Black Sabbath because Dio was singing, so they're called Heaven and Hell. It's Heaven and Hell. But I've seen Black Sabbath with Dio, and I've seen regular Black Sabbath, and I've seen Heaven and Hell. Heaven and Hell was so much better, because Heaven and Hell was really just only the Dio songs. They didn't play any Ozzy songs. And Dio singing Ozzy was kind of a waste of my time. I would rather have heard Dio sing 2 or 3 more Dio songs. Like now we're getting to hear Wishing Well and deep cuts from like Mob Rules. Like I never heard them do Country Girl until they were Heaven and Hell. So it was awesome that happened. And thank you, Sharon, for being so greedy that Black Sabbath got invented and had a set that was better than what that we ever got before. So it was like, terrible with Alice Cooper, mediocre with Rob Halford because he was at least still there to perform and be into it. And he had now I believe he's made full concessions. He has 3 female backup singers. I would bring back Ripper Owens personally. I'd just bring back Ripper Owens. Why not? Just wouldn't give him a full cut. Alice Cooper did not put on a representative live show. I think I caught him on a bad night. That's the Alice Cooper thing. As far as Star Trek, oh my God, it's 2 hours and a half. I think we need to wrap this one up. How would you erase New Trek? We'll close the poll. You got 29 votes. It's scientific at 32, but you know what? It was very close to scientific. Let's read the results and see if any more any more votes come in. Okay, so how would you erase New Trek? Ignore it. 34%. Finale episode 7%, minimal interest at best. Decanonized at 48%, just beaten up on all other results. And 10% like the stream and see the results. Everyone got to see them. I want to thank everyone who took part in our poll because you're awesome people and I love you. And I think, did we get to 30 likes? The goal of 30 likes, did we get there? All right, I can't leave until we get 30 likes. Now, can we get a like 25, though? If you're coming through later, give me a like. Guys, if you want, after the stream ends, ask me a question about any of the topics of today. Ask me about Star Trek. Ask me about Black Sabbath. Ask me about Ozzy Osbourne. Ask me about Cynthia Erivo. Is Dracula? How fucking funny is that? Emphasis on is.
She's
like
everything.
you have to like really.
She's everything.
Well, when it's everything. A one-person play, you usually throw the emphasis on the is, right? Like when Captain Picard did Dickens on Broadway, like they were like, how did they put it? It's like Patrick Stewart is Scrooge.
Yeah, but interesting how when Dracula attacks Mina, wink, wink,
How's she going to attack herself?
How's she going to do it? How's that going to pull
guess
off?
they could have extras and doubles. Have you guys ever heard Zach Wilde saying sing Black Sabbath without Ozzy? It's really good in my opinion. Yeah, he doesn't sound exactly like Ozzy, but he has an equally powerful voice, and I love listening to Zach Wilde sing. I hope he does more Ozzy, and I hope he does more Pantera, because that seems to be the place he's happiest.
So he's held his voice fairly well.
Black Whale Society. Yeah,
Zach,
and I saw it first.
Well?
I've seen him since No More Tears too. So, he wasn't singing until 2005, but yeah, his voice is held up pretty well. Zach Wilde's a lot younger than me, and you. Zach Wilde's 49. So he has up to 20 years of good voice left in him if he takes care of it. Now I understand Zach Wilde's real healthy. So what's your show this week, Dave?
This would have been it right here. Forgo coming on. At the last minute, I think I was gonna DM JT Kirk and do something, and then I said, "Well, link me," and you did. And I said, "Well, my show's out. This is it." Hopefully, we'll get back to doing some comics on Wednesday night. We might be changing the day. I got to talk to JT about that. What day we're gonna do, but other than that, this is it, man. I was gonna try to lurk around a little more and maybe come on as a journeyman like I used to do.
Yeah,
hello.
Great to have you today. Hello to Cam's Crash Course. It's been a little bit since I saw you. I hope you're doing well. I really, really do. Love that tattoo. And he says, "Hey, Honorable Teag. Hey, Teag. There's 24. I can do. Cheers, mate." I guess he means it'll do. Cheers to you, Cam. I hope you're doing all right. As for me, I'm gonna schedule. I got the kids sleeping tonight. Still not sleeping, Dave. No biggie. Well, you know what, JT? I used the transporter, and I went to JT's house, and I replaced all the batteries in his smoke detectors with very low voltage batteries, so that he has to go and change all the smoke detectors in his house. I did it just as a prank. What I do is when I go around and my smoke detector battery gets low, what I do is or even the battery in my Razor gets low. I like to go to people's houses when they're out of the room. I pull their smoke detector off the wall and I change it to a really low power battery so that the chirp starts, because it's my goal to normalize it in society. It's normal on TikTok, right? I don't have this fucking randomly chirping fire alarm.
Oh, dude.
Yes, the urban bird. Actually, the urban bird is the smoke detector, and the ghetto bird is the police helicopter.
Wasn't there a movie up there in your NYC about a guy who flips out because of all the alarms? Was that a real story?
I think that might have just been me filming myself.
I remember.
God knows I screamed, "Oh, shut up!"
Yeah, he made a. I think it might have been a documentary.
You know what? The first few years when car alarms didn't have the shut off after 40 seconds, life was hell. Because it's things like a truck can set it off. And Cam saying hi to everybody. It's good to have Cam back and chatting with us. Cam, I'm going to be back. If we're on at 9:30, we're on at 9:30. But if we're on at 10, that's the time I'm going to set the stream up for. We're going to do what we're going to call
tomorrow
the Star Trek. Yeah, it's going to be called the Star Trek-alite Final Damage Report tomorrow night. Admiral has work, but I have a funny feeling that I might be home in time to do this one. So I'm going to set the stream up for 10 with fingers crossed and give myself extra time. If it's early, it's early. But you know what? We will have the final thoughts on Star Trek. And also, if work goes way over time, 1, I'll have a lot of money, and 2, I'll go on at 3 a.m. I don't give a fuck. We're going to put this to bed. And also, here's
just
the deal,
DM
too.
me, dude.
If it has to be a solo screen by Admiral Teag, if the stars align and it's 100 people, then we'll forget about it. But if the whole panel can't react, and the Saturday show is both, it's the Enterprise. We'll probably keep it to a season chat so that we don't have to mess up any particular episode review, and we'll do New Trek. We'll cross the streams. But come join us on both nights. 10 p.m. tomorrow seems safe. Let me put it this way. We'll definitely be on the air at 10, but keep checking. All right, there'll be the light may or may not go on. They did not turn on the Midnight's Edge light on me, and I have notifications turned on for that one. There is something going on with YT. I always seem to be able to find the Fox News and CNN and lamestream media stuff, though. Have you noticed how easy it is to find that? It's like the first suggested thing, and also like the AI summation of what I do. Thanks a lot. Just give everything my story in a thumbnail. The people in the YouTube, no wonder Clownfish thinks it's horrible. So 29 votes, we end the poll. I thank you. Please go to the pin post and retweet my tweet. Let me go there and put the tweet address in there. It's just the tweet is simply at Paramount Plus. No one wants this show. And it is and retweets are strong. It only has one at this point, though. If we can get it up to like 6, it's major. It starts to make an impression. I need your help. We want to save Star Trek. We can do it together. Teag's X Post needs some exposure. If you do nothing else, it's more important than liking a stream. It's more important than giving me money right now. The most important thing you can do to help Star Trek, more important than anything you can do, aside from subscribing to this channel, which has no cost, you can go on there and you can tweet right at Paramount Plus. Star Trek fans want Star Trek United, and also make New Trek go away. Make it stop. You're allowed to tweet that too. I want to thank everyone who's been here, and we're still at 3229. So, you know what? A couple of people joined the stream, joined the show. I appreciate that. We'll get to 3230 in a couple of days and keep it. I love you all. Yeah,
very nice. I like it.
We put on over 200 people this year. We put on like 250 people this year. Remember, we only hit like 2,000 in November. I'm sorry, we hit 3,000 in November. We hit 2,000 in January. So this year we're trending ahead. So thank you all. Oh, here's the screen rant picture. Look at these ridiculous pictures for guys. It's a joke. This is New Trek Year 1. Oh, so they play 3D chess. It must be a good show.
Oh, they're using sets from Strange New World.
Yeah, exactly. And which are the sets from Star Trek Discovery, which are the sets from Section 31, which are the sets from Star. Oh, fuck this show. And fuck Paul Wellesley's Captain Kirk. You're not the worst person in the world, but your Captain Kirk fucking sucks, and you're a disgrace for what you did to Captain Kirk's legacy. Shame on you. William Shatner has too much class to say, and I don't have no fucking class. Fuck you for that. Take it easy and have some fun. Everyone says Cam. I'll catch you boys later. I circle back and comment on this. Thank you. Yes, I hope that people do like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you, Cam. You're the best. Teag, thank you, and so do all of us. Thanks. Thank you, Cam. You're the best. And with that, I think everyone wants to see Sydney Sweeney dance in leather pants. So, you know what? Here she is just for you. I love you all. I'll see you on Thursday night for a new Trek. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen like that, but hey, let's try it again. You deserve to see Sydney Sweeney dance. Oh, you thought the stream was finished. No, this is the Ferris Bueller part where I say, Saving Star Trek and Admiral Teag is brought to you by Sydney Sweeney's Amazing Rack and viewers like you, including a generous grant from the Ruby Hoo Foundation. Radioactive, my good friend and fellow panelist on Paramount Panel, Crim1, and the great Kyle Cohen. I thank all of you from the very bottom of my heart. Now I send you out go as you will to love and serve the track. All power to the